Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by a true Star Trek fan who has seen Galaxy Quest, unlike Jason.
What?
It's Mikey Wolfie
Whoa! That's not funny.
No, I know. I wasn't amused.
That's not funny.
I wasn't happy when I heard about this either, Mikey.
That's not funny.
No.
Jason, guess what you're doing?
Yeah, I know. I was shocked that he hadn't seen Galaxy Quest
Holy
either.
shit!
I know. Because the reason this came up, Mikey, was because
my brain.
I watched the Galaxy Quest documentary this week, and there was a line from one of the fans in that said it's the best Star Trek movie, and I thought to myself, ooh.
I mean, it is frequently thrown out there as a way of saving the even odd rule.
Well, I mean,
because if you stick Galaxy Quest in there, I think it fills in the gap so that the reboot, which people kind of liked,
I don't.
People, I'm talking humans in general. I don't like Wrath of Khan. I realize I'm the only person on Earth who doesn't like Wrath of Khan.
No, I'm not big. I can see why people like Wrath of Khan, but
Wrath of Khan is so much overacting in a tiny, tiny box. But
yes, yeah.
If you stick in Galaxy Quest, the sequence comes back in up to Star Trek Beyond, at least in the general perception.
Jesus. Right.
I still haven't seen Beyond, so I can never comment. I probably will at some point. But
you know how I would describe Beyond? I would describe Beyond. It's not as bad. When I say this, it's not as bad. So it feels like Insurrection.
Right.
It feels like a TV movie. It feels like an episode of a TV show that's being given a silly budget and being done in the style of an Abrams film, with all of the designs and stuff like that. But it feels like a TV movie, which is exactly what Insurrection was. It was a 2-part episode, but it was one of the latest season ones. It was like the which one was it? Where Law had taken over the board.
Oh yeah,
that's what Insurrection is like. If you say what's Insurrection like, it's like that 2-parter. It's as good as that 2-parter, but with a higher budget.
Yeah. Can we get back onto the fact that Jason is a sinner?
I know, right? He hasn't seen Galaxy Quest.
How have you not seen Galaxy Quest?
It's a very good film. It's very
amazing!
Good. And, if
it also has the most hilarious bit of overdubbing in the world, where Sigourney really clearly says, fuck this, and they dub over her because they thought it would get them the wrong rating.
Well, no, because like I mentioned earlier, I watched the documentary, they were going for PG-13.
Yeah.
But the marketing and the production and DreamWorks were like, oh, the Rugrats movie did well. Guess what? We're going to push as our Christmas family movie.
A movie where half the subplot of one character is, I was hired because I have a pair of breasts that look good when they're pushed together.
Yeah, and it clearly was targeted at the Trekkies, which are not generally children.
No, it's
generally.
It is the most loving representation of fandom I can think of.
Yeah.
Except for like Tokusatsu Gagaga.
Oh, yeah, that's another one, yeah.
Yeah, one where it's like, listen, we're making fun of all the things that you make fun of because you get the joke.
Yes, we're not telling you you're shit either. We're not telling you you're horrible people for doing it.
We're not telling you you're sitting alone at home because you'll never get a girlfriend or a boyfriend because you're a nerd. We're just saying, like, listen, you're a nerd, we're a nerd, our wives are nerds, our husbands are nerds, we're all fine.
Yeah, totally.
That is what Galaxy Quest is about. Galaxy Quest is about accepting the fact that you're okay. And also that it's okay to give a shit about people.
Yeah.
Which is also the point of Tokusatsu Gagaga.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's if you haven't, I'm not sure if you haven't watched Star Trek or a sci-fi show if you'll get it as much.
Yeah, especially a 90s one or an 80, like I would say 80s 90s Star Trek influences it more. Like the actual Galaxy Quest framing device is based off of like original Star Trek, but the structure of the movie is very much an 80s 90s sci-fi.
Yes, I would agree, yeah.
But Jesus Christ, Jason.
Oh, I'm a Star Trek fan. I haven't seen Galaxy Quest. Ooh.
I like art. I've never seen Rembrandt. Never seen Picasso, but art's really nice.
I like Banksy, though.
I drew on the wall with a chalk once. I think I can make money.
Like I say, I was disappointed.
I'm ashamed of you and everything. I don't know you anymore.
He might listen to you, Mikey. That's my hope.
Jesus Christ. That's like when I had to admit I was like 25 when I saw The Fifth Element.
Oh, I wouldn't be... I wouldn't hold that against you because it is a very weird French film.
But it was one of those... Well, I was hanging out with very weird fringe people at the time, and they were just like, you've never seen The Fifth Element. I'm just like...
That's
I mean, it didn't look great from the trailers.
No, it didn't, no.
But
very
it is
much
great.
like Galaxy Quest, it has a fucking diabolical... I was going to send Jason a trailer for Galaxy Quest.
Oh, no.
And I watched the trailer and I went, wow, this trailer's so bad.
Yeah, the trailer.
It's such a bad trailer.
Atrocious. But
Tim Allen is your generally everyday actor in Hollywood.
No, he wasn't!
But now he's gonna go to space and
not
find
what
out
he was
who he
at
really
all.
is. This Christmas. It's like, oh my god, it's a bad trailer. It's a bad trailer. Again, you could see what they were doing. They were trying to get the kids in because it had that tone. It's like,
I wouldn't
but that's
take
not
my
what it
kids
is.
to see Galaxy Quest. I wouldn't take my niece. Because she's not old enough. Because it's not a kid's film.
No.
It's pointedly not.
No. I'd like to talk about the bits. Yeah, I'd like to talk about the bits, but we can't because it would spoil it for Jason then.
No, but I will say tentacle sex.
Mm-hmm. No. Oh, God, no.
Yeah, it's so good. It's such a good movie. It's such a good movie that I would recommend to anyone who just likes movies. Let alone sci-fi. I can't say the words I'm thinking of, and if I can't say them, Jesus Christ.
The only thing I would say that doesn't hold up great in Galaxy Force is the rock monster, because it's like 90s CGI, so, what can you do?
When you do look into the background of that, it was never quite what they wanted it to be.
No, exactly, yeah.
So, but that, listen, the fucking Jurassic Park has moments where I'll go like, oh, well, this doesn't hold up very well. I still think it's my favorite fucking movie of all time.
That's fair, yeah. It had a small influence on you.
I'm just like, Galaxy Quest, minor fucking flaws.
Yeah, no.
Jesus Christ, man! I am so glad I'm in a flat
on
on my own that I can do this at this volume. But Jesus Christ, man!
I was like thinking...
I've never heard of the wheel. That is what you have just said to me. You have said the science fiction equivalent of I am not aware what a wheel is.
It's interesting. I was thinking, do I think it's better than Undiscovered Country? And I think for what it's trying to do, what its aim is as a film to do, it is probably better than any of the other Star Trek films.
Yeah, I think it's the best Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
I think it's legitimately, First Contact would be the only one I'd put up against it.
I wouldn't, because I don't think it's a very good action film. It has really good moments in it.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's a great action film, but I think
that's what it's aiming to be.
I think they wanted it to be that, but I think that they accidentally made a really good drama.
I think I think that's only true with only a few scenes, but they are very, very good scenes.
Oh my god.
They are very good scenes, but then the rest of the movie is just kind of... Yeah, that seems amazing. That is the scene in the movie. Yeah. But then the rest of it's like Data getting real flesh.
I like that actually. I like that they're trying to go oh no, is Data going to turn? You're just like, well, I considered it for 0.0000 of a second. I mean, that was a long time for me to make a decision.
Again, that's funny, but it's one of those
Queen.
No, also that's where they... Yes, I think that was the first point where they ruined the Borg. That was the first time they really decided to kill him.
That was the first time they really shanked the Borg, and then Voyager sort of eased out from the corner and started waving.
Oh, no. The Voyager saw the knife and twisted it and pulled it out and opened the wound up further and went, well,
Voyager did a fucking rider kick in the Borg.
It happens.
Jesus, Jason, what the fuck have you done with your life?
Yeah, who knew? We'd go on a little tangent. But I thought, to be honest, I thought that might set you off. I thought that might get you going, what? Because I was shocked. I was shocked.
Like finding out your mother is actually a dog.
I
wasn't expecting this. This is not how I expected my day to go.
No, you're welcome. How you doing, by the way, Mikey, apart from being freaked out?
I think that's about it right now, really. I'm emotionally traumatized.
Yeah, you're going to be drained tonight. You're going to be lying in bed going, Jason, why?
4:00 in the morning, just staring at the ceiling. How have you not seen this?
You'll pull the covers over you and you go, never give up.
Never surrender.
Yeah. By
Grandpa's
Hammer. Yeah, that's a good film.
Oh,
God,
man.
that scene with Grandpa's hammer. Ooh, it's good.
Oh,
Ooh.
powerful.
Ooh.
Very interesting comment on Leonard Nimoy as well. But powerful.
Yes. Very good. Ooh, man.
Oh. So good.
And sadly enough, both him, Alan Rickman, and Leonard Nimoy are both no longer with us.
Yes, sadly, yes. Alan Rickman
Yeah.
and Leonard Nimoy have left us, but they left us something to remember them by.
Yeah, definitely.
Galaxy
Hopefully
Quest
they
and
were
the Bilbo
happy with
Baggins
it.
song.
Yeah. Anyway, Mikey, we're here to talk about Transformers this week, but surprisingly, there's not a huge amount to really dig our teeth into. But that's kind of what you expect.
All the other podcasts are getting free toys.
Yes, we'll talk about that. We'll bitterly talk about it. But let's start off, Mikey, with third-party stuff. Some good third-party stuff, which is not super easy for us to get, as far as I know.
No, I remember posting on Twitter for this. I just wrote, "Oh no."
You mean for the Newage stuff we're going to talk about? Why would no one know?
Because it's just like, I have to find the money now.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to find the right site as well, because Kapow don't have it, In-Demand Toys don't have it.
These guys aren't out, they're not up for pre-order yet, as far as I know.
No, but I don't think Kapow sells Newage stuff.
No, it's usually like TIFF Source or Show Store or something like that.
Yeah, so you have to go through a little bit more of a dance to get them. But yeah, Newage, H13EX Lucifer, and H14B Shazam, and H15R Icarus. So yeah, these are all part of the Starscream collection that come with parts of the Space Bridge, apart from Icarus, who doesn't.
Nope. For
some reason. So Lucifer is Toy Starscream, right? G1 Toy Starscream colors. Yeah. So he has the they're not stickers, but it's the parts on the toy that kind of look like they would be stickers. Yeah, they are tampos, but it's like the silvery grey bits on his feet.
Yeah. The
blue, clearly tampoed bits on his knees to represent stickers. And then the solid, like, greyish, blacky head and the clear cockpit. Cockpit? Yes, we'll go with cockpit. Why not? Yeah. And a very boring colour scheme overall. Yeah. Shazam being... Thundercracker, G2 Thundercracker, not G2, Action Master. Thank you, Action Master Thundercracker. The best boy. We'll talk about them all individually. And then Icarus is Redwing. Is that who it is?
Yes.
What colour's Redwing, Mikey?
Red.
Oh wow.
With Starscream's coronation gear.
Fuck, I was really hoping you were going to say with wings. Yes, he does have
King Redwing.
Yeah, he does have the ceremonial outfit as well. It's just a Starscream figure with all of the Starscream accessories, but without the Space Bridge bit.
Yep.
Woo, I guess. So, do we have info on these? Okay, no, but we'll go for... Okay, Mikey, Toy Starscream. I think kind of lame, but I understand why. I get why.
I get why. It's just basically Starscream with extra stickers.
And slightly less interesting colours, I would say.
Yeah,
as well.
He's less vibrant and he's duller. Yeah. And that's, that makes sense. It was a Diaclone. It wasn't supposed to be like a cartoon character. It was a...
No, totally,
it was a robot plane. I mean, like, he just kind of feels like he's moved into generic Seeker territory. Like, this is a background guy we didn't notice before.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
I mean, he comes with... I like the range of accessories he comes with, and I think it's nice that, if you do really like the idea of building your space bridge, you still have options for that. And
that's true,
the stand parts and everything else, but, like, he doesn't do anything for me.
How many parts do we know how many parts you need to complete the space bridge, though? Because I can't remember. Do you need all of them?
Not an ocean.
No, I'm not sure either.
I mean, I'm assuming you could make at least an easy display with 3.
Yeah, that's fair. Shazam being the best one.
God
easily.
damn it.
Not even joking. I really like it. Do you know what's the big seller for you, Mikey? I assume the big seller for you.
It is a garish character that's also in Gridman.
That's one of the things, because I saw the shattered glass picture of the Megatron and the Soundwave, and I went, "Oh, they're trying to convert Mikey."
Yeah, it was a Gridman character as well.
It was too, yeah. Like most of the shattered glass people.
Yeah.
I've always liked the color scheme on this.
Yeah,
guy,
I know it's great.
It's so aggressive. It's so 90s aggression.
That's like more than most Action Masters. This really screams G2.
Yeah, definitely. Him and I would say Slicer.
Yeah,
Slicer was very 90s, but he was more like a neutralish normal color to our sensibilities of 2021. Where Action Master Thundercracker he's very much of his time, and I love it.
I also like his little red Megatron.
Yeah, that's actually really nice. I think it looks quite good. I can't. What I wish the Megatron had been like not the accessory bit, like the stock and the sight. I wish the Megatron gun part had been green, so it looked more like a Nerf gun.
Yeah, no, that would have been good.
Or a Super Soaker color would have been quite nice as well.
Something I'm really glad they didn't go like, oh, we'll do Shattered Glass Starscream.
Yeah,
they went with a really interesting color scheme.
What one's Shattered Glass Starscream? What's his color? Oh, God.
He's Jetfire.
Do we not already have one of them?
I hope not.
From Newage, I mean, specifically. I mean, we've got loads. We probably do, because it seems like they're going through every possible Starscream color you could ever want. They are hammering through these. Do you know how well this mold is? Because the actual mold's been out for a while now, as far as I know.
Yeah, it's been a few years. I don't honestly know anything. Like, I didn't really look at Newage apart from news stories. Like, very little they do really grab me. Like, I like that Galvatron mold they did, but I wouldn't have bought it.
Oh, they did the Straxus one as well, didn't they? Yeah. I heard that was meant to be good, so...
Yeah. But I hear good things about Newage's products, especially since they moved away from their early start and knockoffs.
That's right, yeah. If only they were a little bit easier to obtain.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. But, whatever.
None of my regulars hold them.
Yeah, if only. Other Newage news, we got the H-35 Cyclops, which I feel like we've talked about before, or I don't know. There's so many Shockwave Legends figures.
Yeah, Shockwave's universal at this point.
Yeah, this is the issue with Masterpieces and Legends, and we've said it before. We'll probably reiterate ourselves over and over again. They all kind of blend together. So if we have covered this, I do apologize, but I don't think we have. Yeah, it's Cyclops, and we also have H-35EX and H-35M, which are other versions of Shockwave. So we have cartoon colours, a toy colours, and then we have the Shockwave colours.
Yeah.
If you wanted, maybe you could call that the Shattered Glass version.
I'd almost call that the animated version.
No, you don't want to call the black version the Shattered Glass version. You know what you want to call the Shattered Glass version? Do you know? Can you guess?
Energon 6-shot was my first thought.
Correct. That is the right Shattered Glass colour for Shockwave, I think. Very emotional character.
Yes.
He could be a therapist.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Yes, very.
He's Diana Troy. He thinks he's very psychic, empathetic. But he's not. But he somehow made it in there because he's got a big chest.
Yeah, I don't trust Optimus Prime Megatron. He feels like he's deceiving you. It's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
But that's not me digging at Diana Troy for like everything else. That's me digging at people at Star Trek who basically kept on telling her, pull your cleavage down further, we can't see it enough. Which is something they really genuinely did.
Yeah, no, it's true. To be fair, her powers were always kind of in flux. It's
they were terrible.
I can't sense them. Why? I don't know. She wasn't around.
Yeah, the best thing they ever did was in the later seasons, where they just said we could just write some stories for her.
Yes.
That aren't about her getting laid or raped.
Yeah, there was so many rape stories about her. Even in Nemesis, they were like,
oh my God.
You know what we haven't done for a while? We haven't raped Diana Troy. It's like, well, Ron Perlman's here, so let's get him on board.
Yeah.
Oh boy. It was a weird movie.
Ugh.
Tom Hardy. Luckily he did better later on in his career. He got bigger too, Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mikey, what do you think of these Shockwaves? Any of them grab you? Because he does have a small version of himself to hold. He does have clear hands and opaque hands, and he also has a little stand so you can display him in gun mode, floating if you like, which is kind of nice.
And electrics, which is surprising.
Yeah, I think that'll be one of those things where if we saw the price, we'd kind of like frown a little bit and go, take out the LEDs, please. At least from my perspective.
Yeah,
I'm sure yours.
I like Shockwave the best.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can see that.
Makes me think Long Arm, honestly, Long Arm Prime. But I think it's a nice color scheme. I kind of like the desaturated look in all the accessories. But with this one red eye popping, it gives this like weird like there were some animations in the 50s that had this kind of style to them, and I always really liked them. The other ones are just kind of like very typical of Shockwave, so they don't really do a huge amount for me. But I would say Shockwave. I've always liked Shockwave.
Yeah. I mean, he's always. I think, at least when I always looked at Shockwave, I always got. It wasn't the same. I always got Steamboat Willie vibe from him. Because he clearly wasn't, but he was in my eyes the black and white version of Shockwave. In those old timey cartoons where he's all rubbery getting up to hijinks.
Yeah, I was going to say Transformers Noir or something, but
that would be more cool, I suppose. So yeah, I can get on board with that.
Transformers Noir, but in the style of Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Noir.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm on board with that.
Where he just
as long
runs
as it's
around
not
with
the
Rubik's
video
cubes.
game version where it was kind of lame.
No, just runs around with Rubik's cubes.
Voiced by Nick Cage. I'm okay
God,
with that.
Everything should be voiced by Nick Cage.
Gridman would be a very different show voiced by Nicolas Cage, to be fair.
He'd do it. He'd love it.
Oh, I'm sure. I'd hope so anyway. Mikey, do you have anything else to say on them?
No, I'm good.
All right, take us on to something...
weird.
Yeah, I was just going to say something again. So yeah.
Alien Attack Toys, who I believe... Yeah, they did some standalone Prime figures.
No, they did some movie figures. They did the Dino, I think.
Oh, yes. I
can't remember the other ones, but they did.
No,
I think they did a load of movie guys who were like, "Oh, there's one we haven't had a good figure of."
Yeah. So Alien Attack Toys. Let's actually check with our human brains. Okay, so they've done a Dino. They've done an Optimus. As
movie one, right?
Movie one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they've planned or done a Hound. I can't tell you if they've actually done it, but it's certainly been in the planning stage.
They haven't done more. It feels like they've done more.
Well, this is APX4.
Oh, maybe you're right then. Wow.
So this is a color prototype of their upcoming Sword of Justice. So this is the human scale version of Prime Sword from Age of Extinction and The Last Knight. The one he kind of pulled out of his ass. The sword is 127 centimeters long, so 1.2 meters. Almost 1.3 actually, and weighs 1 kilo. It can be put on your wall or carried on your back. There is a strap included. So if you are LARPing...
carry this on your back in public.
If you are LARPing, don't bring this. I suspect it's too expensive to be whacking people with.
And heavy.
Yeah, probably kill someone.
Yes.
That is a bad LARPing experience. And it has LEDs that run up and down the blade that light the glyphs along it. There's a video showing it, and it does look quite well programmed. They're thinking pre-orders will be ready by the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have seen like one-to-one props before, but they're very rare. Or one-to-human props, rather. They're very, very rare. And I'm curious to see how this goes down.
You mean in terms of how successful it is sales-wise?
I can't see it being a big start because this is going to be expensive before someone says it's not. It's going to be expensive. But yes, I mean, they have it for scale. It is larger than an actual child.
Is it weird that the child has hair like Coco from HoloLive?
I was thinking like a gremlin or something. So
that works too. Yeah.
So, but no, Coco. See, I wouldn't do this because she would stab you.
I agree.
Laughing the entire time.
As is the way.
One comment below is just, a sword is a sword, and I want a sword.
I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what you'll be buying. I'll give you that.
Like if you're into collecting collectible swords or movie prop swords or something like that, this is actually really, really cool, and you've never had the opportunity to get it before.
That's true. It has LEDs in it as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's a very prominent collector's market outside of Transformers.
That's true.
So I just don't know what the crossover is like.
I can't imagine it'd be big. Like I've got some of the weapons from Lord of the Rings, but that was Lord of the Rings, so it's a little bit different. It was a little bit more successful than the Transformer films.
I mean, was it, Andy, really monetarily?
Maybe I don't know. I would have thought it'd be more monetarily successful, but I don't know now that you say it.
I don't think it was, because like individual Transformers movies made over $1 billion.
That's the thing, yeah. The Transformers made stupid money, but I think we can agree that Lord of the Rings 1, 2, and 3 are better than any of the, like, combine it all together, or individually, any of the Transformer films.
You say we can agree on that, but I guarantee you that many people cannot agree on that.
They could not agree that Lord of the Rings is
I
better than
I guarantee you if we went
God.
out, we would find people who would argue against it.
This
2.9 billion is the take for Lord of the Rings.
Is that through all 3 movies, is it?
All 3 movies, because there were only 3 movies and they never made any more.
Nope, thankfully.
Nope, that would be ridiculous.
Yep.
Transformers is 4.84 billion. Across all 5 movies?
4.4 you said?
4.84, but most of those, they have 3 movies that are over the billion mark.
Oh, okay.
So that would mean 3 of their films earn more than the 3 of Lord of the Rings.
That's just depressing. Lord of the Rings is really good.
Although, this is interesting. Want to hear an interesting fact?
I guess.
The budget for all 3 films of Lord of the Rings, 281 million.
Mm-hmm.
Budget for the average budget for a Transformers film was 200 million, the average budget. So actually, in terms of earnings per film, Lord of the Rings is probably better.
Wow, yeah, sounds like it.
Because Transformers movies cost an assload, and that's not including all the money they lost in advertising. Because we know, last night lost them $100 million because of how much they spent in advertising.
Oh my God.
Whereas Bumblebee apparently made a tidy profit. We will never understand because they never want to give that number out.
Yeah, that's weird. I wonder why.
But yeah. Listen, Transformers movies.
Yeah.
They're not great.
No.
And they never were. And the first one's bad too. It's just bad in a different way to some of the other ones.
They might be better than the Mortal Kombat movies, though, I suppose, now that there are 3 of them out.
I mean, that's not a bar, Andy.
It is. It literally is. It's just not a very high one.
That's a bar that's been left on the ground. That's a bar that's been left on the ground that you tripped over. And honestly, I'm not sure Revenge of the Fallen would actually be higher than that bar.
No, I wouldn't. I haven't heard very many good things about this new Mortal Kombat film.
No, it sounds very bad.
When anybody says anything good about it, I listen to what they say and I go, that still doesn't sound great.
Yeah, it's kind of I liked this, but it was 2 minutes of the movie, and also it was still kind of bad.
How much is the Mortal Kombat portion of the movie? Last 2 minutes. Oh, cool.
Yay.
Cool. That's what I went to see. Anyway, should I move us on, Mr. Mikey?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, Mech Fans Toys, another Legend Scale company. I was going to say set of dudes, but they're doing the MS-28 Thunderbolt, which is their Legend Scaled Blitzwing. G1, of course, because, of course. He transforms into 3 things. You might not know this. He transforms into Tanko, he transforms into Roboto, and Plano.
Hang on, he turns into a boat?
Boto.
That sounds like boat.
Boto. No. Tanko, Plano, Roboto, and Plano.
Would Robo work better there?
Nah, I think it's fine. It's
Robo.
Toe. It's going to be a 12cm figure. He's going to have his goon, his sword, and an extra bonus for the first pre-order has been announced to a Transformers animated inspired head. Do we have an image of said head?
A very bad one.
That's what I thought, yeah, because it's sitting on his arm. Yeah, we can't actually see it face on, so it's hard to tell.
I'm assuming just by the outline of the mouth, it's the random head?
But it looks like it's got a purple visor on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it might be the monocle from the can head?
Maybe? I don't know.
It's difficult, why would you not turn that round?
No, especially when it's your incentive to get people to pre-order it.
I'm not going to pre-order it on the basis of a bad site shop.
No, it's a weird choice.
Technically, if you're going to go down that route, just give an extra head for all 3.
Yeah, I'd say so. What do you think of Blitzwing, Mikey? Because I'm not that wowed by this one, to be honest.
Odd. He's got proportional problems, and his head's really squished.
Yeah, I definitely would say that Blitzwing's a hard one to do, especially at Legend scale, because he is a triple changer, so that always makes things difficult. But there's just, like you said, proportional issues with him.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of the limbs, again, are just a flat plastic. There's nothing on his thighs or his arms at all, really.
Very little charm to him.
Yeah. He looks like a background character. He looks like the background version of Blitzwing, where they don't draw the detail on him, or maybe even quite right.
And neither of the alt modes look quite right. Like, usually the way it usually works with triple changers is 1 is sacrifice, so 2 look decent.
Yeah.
This kind of like vaguely toy-esque version of the jet, except its proportions are worse. And vaguely cartoon version of the tank, except its proportions are worse.
Yeah.
So I'm not really in love.
I don't think Newage have done Blitzwing. I remember Iron Factory did one, but it was a very stylized version, so it had its own unique aesthetic, so it kind of worked with itself.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was its own thing.
Yeah, exactly. But because this is trying to do a, I wouldn't say masterpiece style, but they're trying to get that G1 aesthetic down. It's a bit on the rough side, I would say.
Yeah, it's kind of clashing.
Yeah, doesn't work for me at least, but it's an option if this does tickle you. I think MechFans Toys are like one of the cheaper of the third-party companies to get into, unless the prices have gone up.
Yeah, I think so.
So, if you're interested in getting a Legend Scale one and you don't want to fork out too much money, I mean, it doesn't look bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's just bits here and there are kind of off, at least for me.
Bit weird.
Yeah, I would agree. Anything else you want to say, Mr. Mikey, on this weird little Blitzwing?
No, I'm good.
No, all right. Do you think we'll get a Japanese recolor of it in the future?
I would be surprised. You might get a toy version of it or something like that.
See, I'm surprised because I would have thought a third-party company be like, okay, let's reuse the mold, get the Japanese Diaclone version out. The tank one.
Tank. The green tank, the weird green tank.
The tank drone. Yeah. How do I remember that? Legends Comics.
See, I would do the one from that weird box set that turned out to be a weird reference. That was like, it was a reference to the Duocon, boxed in with a reference to one of the whatchamacallit, the 6-guy combiner from Victory.
6-guy combiner.
That made a little robots.
Dash Tackle, Mac Tackle, those guys. Yes,
whatever the name was.
Yeah, I can't remember offhand. Yeah. Yeah, that was the white and orange Astro train, wasn't it? Yeah, and then the Blitzwing was in there as well. Yeah, that wasn't too bad of a set. It was a weird one.
I like weird shit like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Mikey, do you want to take us on to model kit, as you are the model kitter at the moment?
Speaking of weird shit, so YOLO Park, who we've previously seen do a very strange, like, single release, hyper expensive articulated Transformers figure of the Bumblebee movie Cybertronian Optimus Prime. So this was something that was coming in at about $2,000. With some significant deposits. And it's still not out yet. Due towards the end of the year. They've now revealed images of a Bumblebee movie Earth mode Optimus Prime model, a plastic model kit. So I was trying to find some information on their so this is part of an ongoing model kit line. So I was trying to find some earlier on and I couldn't find any. So let's see what happens. But this is going to be quite detailed, highly posable, challenging to build. Most of them come unpainted, but with all the parts in the base color, just for you to add details or extra paint if you want. Considering what I suspect you're going to pay for this, I would expect a lot of color accuracy. According to this, is going to be 30 centimeter tall, designed to be in his Earth mode, seen very briefly at the end of the film, and will have similarities to the IIES Optimus Prime figure they did. So I'm wondering if it's kind of like how Flame Toys did their Karakuri Drift, and then basically use the same CAD model to do the model kit, or such and such. So anyway. YOLO Park, they have done... What have they done? They've done Iron Man. They've done a very strange-looking Mega Man. Lots of Iron Man. More Iron Man.
I hear Iron Man's pretty popular, Mikey.
Okay. Have you done anything else but Iron Man and this random thing? Apparently not. I'm just starting to get pictures of figurized Ultraman. Yeah, Mega Man. Okay, so they did some Ultraman ones in cooperation with someone else. But let's see. So, okay, the Iron Man's up on eBay for $67. The Mega Man's going for $60. So, this may not be a crazy price. But again, if we're going into like the 60, 70 plus range, I am kind of like, would you mind doing some decent, color accuracy, please? Because, it's an exclusive and we're paying a lot of money for it. If it's not an insane price, the model kit junkie that I am slowly morphing into, would be tempted. But again, it's not a design I love, and it's like that's money that could go on a Flames toy.
Yes, agreed. Yep.
Which is known level of quality. I don't know. Like, I'm curious. I'm kind of slightly terrified this thing is going to be like perfect grade, and that will cost you literally a leg.
Yeah, perfect grade kits are pretty expensive. I don't know if they're even worth it. I guess they probably are.
Not for me. Like, I would get, like, if I wanted to build that kind of complexity, I can just get a HMM Zoid.
Mikey, I think you would change your tune 1000% if it was that Green Turn X dude. Green Turn X,
that's not funny. You were like, ha ha, and then you saw it, and you're just like, shit, why isn't this a thing that I can buy? You said that. You literally said that.
Imagine they made it a perfect grade and went, ha ha ha, fuck you, Mikey.
God. And for anyone who doesn't know, we're talking about the Phantom Gundam, which is one of the ones that it's from Crossbone, but it's from one of the Crossbone sequels, and it is insane. It's a fantastic design.
It has a really shitty, because every Gundam that transforms into a vehicle has a shitty mode. But the vehicle molder looked at it and went, "That's the design of the shuttles or the fighters from Babylon 5."
That's a groin, kind of. That's a groin pretending it can fly.
It's also that, yeah.
But listen. You know what's weird? The best alt mode I can think of is the weird real grade bird mode they made for Wing.
That's not bad, I suppose, yeah.
That is probably the best one they've done, and I'm including Epion in that.
I mean, Epion's never been great.
Epion is like, I'm lying down, please pretend I'm a dragon.
No, I've broken my back, my legs are now where my head are.
Basically, he's Gigatron.
Yeah, pretty much. He was Gigatron before Gigatron, I think.
But yeah, so keep an eye out for this. I suspect it's going to be one of those things that kind of disappears from the main conversation.
Probably.
But yeah. Andy, any other thoughts?
No, not particularly. Expensive, super Bumblebee movie stuff. I guess it was really popular. Is this stuff like coming from China? Because these are, I'm assuming these are all like Chinese-based companies that are doing a lot of these super heavy Bumblebee movie stuff. Or it feels like it. Maybe I'm wrong.
YOLO Park. I don't know. I've only heard of YOLO Park through this. But I googled them, and the first thing that came up was Eastern Model Kit. So okay. Oh, they've done. You know those weird? Remember you were looking at a model kit of like a weird dragon lady with like a Hydra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they've got some exclusive versions of that as well, and all the prices are in Hong Kong dollars. There you go.
Okay. So yeah, it's not China, but next to China adjacent.
That is a complicated subject, and I ain't getting involved.
Agreed. Yes. Difficult. Mikey, we are going to talk now about Transformers Cybertron Kingdom Promotional Pack, which some people got in the Transformers community.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice for them to get.
This
not like I ever reach out to anyone and say, "Hey, can we get like review copies of things or something like that?" and never get a fucking answer.
Do you speak in Irish to them? Or do you speak?
We could we get something there about the old Transformers? No.
I'd like 3 copies of something.
I'd like 3 copies.
We don't have trees. What are you talking
They're
about?
made of trees, but I'd like 3 copies.
The pack contains, or the pack does contain, let's see, it contains the black version of Ironhide, which is, what is that, the Decius Army drone.
Oh, yeah, it's a background character from Season 2.
Yeah, he was there. It also has the Netflix version of Cheeto, so he's got the nice blue metallic paint on him and whatnot. There's also the Triceratops bone dude.
I'm not correcting you.
Ragnarite.
That's fine. I'm still not correcting you. You're wrong, but I'm not correcting you.
It's a Triceratops. Actually, no, you're right. He doesn't have 3 horns. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6. No, he's got 7. He's got 7 horns. He's fine. There's Air Razor as well there. Also, the comic, the first issue from IDW, which we have reviewed.
Yes. We still need to do the other ones because my schedule is borked at the moment.
Is it finished?
No, not even close.
Oh, we don't. There's no rush to do it then, I suppose, at the very least.
Well, we might as well. I don't want to fall behind. It's actually worth. It's actually half worth reading, to be honest.
Oh, okay. If there's actually stuff to talk about, then I'm down with that. There's also some concept artwork that came with it as well, which is quite nice. And is that a DVD?
Yes, that is season 1
on Blu-ray.
On DVD.
On Blu-ray.
DVD.
On Blu-ray for a CGI show.
You are more likely to get Reboot on Blu-ray at this stage. Also, I made myself sad.
I was thinking, like, is it? Is it on Blu-ray? And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not. Shout Factory only did it on DVD, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
like, Shout Factory is kind of like, just like holding onto DVDs with an iron grip.
I mean, it's nice that they're getting at least some things onto DVD, but and in Blu-ray.
Also, a localized version of this that's not coming from Germany and having to be imported would be nice.
Yeah. Actually, maybe it's just as well.
About the German version, I understand, but maybe you could just release it.
Maybe it's just as well that Shout Factory aren't doing Blu-rays, because if they were, it would be region locked.
Oh, and not only that, like, they have a terrible history of fucking up some of their transfers.
Oh, Shout Factory.
Yeah, not just Transformers. Like, Transformers, they actually saved some transfers, but I remember reading for something, don't ask me what, they kind of pulled the Godzilla 2014 and got the worst transfer they could and then made it the only one available.
Ooh, really? Oh, God.
So,
I didn't know that. Jesus.
Yeah. Which, by the way, if you watch 2014 now on, like, Blu-ray or something, everything seems very dark. It wasn't that dark in the cinema.
Oh, right. I didn't realize that what these DVDs were. These DVDs are of Beast Wars. They're not of the Kingdom. I thought this was going to be like the previous Wolf Cybertron stuff. That's why I was kind of sneery at it. I was like,
that would be weird.
Yeah, but it would kind of make sense as well.
Yeah, it would be make more sense, I suppose. But it would also be kind of like, hey, have these DVDs of a series that hasn't come out yet, and then you have to sit in it for 2 months.
Well, no. I was thinking more like War and War for Cybertron and Siege and Earthrise. So then you could relive those on Blu-ray or on DVD. So what do you think of this box set, Mikey? It's
not in my house.
It's not. I mean, I don't think I'm not that fussed that we don't have.
No, I'm fine. I'm just taking the piss. But
and we're not the people you'd want to give this to because neither you nor I are desperately positive on Kingdom.
I would like
not Kingdom,
Air Razor.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
and
I wouldn't mind Air Razor.
I wouldn't mind Cheetor, and Ractonite's at least a gimmick. And I've got Shatterglass Ratchet. I don't need that Ironhide. It's a better version of that mold. But I would like season 1 of Beast Wars in any format, really.
Oh, do you not even have the shitty Rhino versions? Because I've got all the Rhino DVDs.
Nope, and I am never buying those.
Or the Rhinos?
No.
They're fine.
No.
They're fine.
I like the promo art, and I like the stuff like that, and I like the concept art, and I just... it's not something I would flip out because of the actual, like, figure content. Like, the only one there I'd be like, oh my god, that's great to get, is Air Razor. But, like, it's not like they stuck Dinobot or, like, a Megatron in there or something like that. But...
Oh, you'd be well pissed. Imagine there was, like, they put in the TV accurate colours of the Megatron and the Dinobot with more paint apps. I just think it's weird that these are going out to people who probably already have... I would assume, I'm making assumptions, most of these figures. I know one went to Pure, and it's like, giving this to Pure is like,
nice.
He's already had them all.
Yeah, well, that's
guaranteed.
The thing, like, this would be something I would say, okay, here's your promotional box, and here's promotional figures, like, here's an early access to the next wave or something like that. Not, here's toys you already have, comics that are already out, a series that you almost certainly already have if you're in America, and then some nice bits of artwork and extras. Like, maybe have the more expensive toys in here that, like, hey, maybe if you're like an IGN or somewhere where we're sending this promotionally, because it ain't just going to Transformers websites, obviously. It's going to, like, retailers and various things. Have, like, the guys that you would never buy. Like, you're not going to spend $50 on a Megatron. Here's a Megatron. Like,
yeah, I thought that as well. I mean, I thought this is made for, like you say, the IGNs and stuff like that. I don't know why this is being done to promote the show, because I can't imagine doing I don't get advertising, right? I don't know why giving a promotion box to IGN would make your show better or better received. I guess the only thing it does is it gets the word out there.
Yeah, and
maybe they feel inclined to talk about it, even if they don't give a crap, because, well, we got a promotional box, better talk about it.
And I would say, like, it also, like, okay, so, like, we've got professional communication, we're going to get access to stuff a bit earlier because of that.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Like, I can see, like, reasoning behind it. Like, maybe, like, saying, like, here's a free toy to people who, you know, probably aren't toy collectors.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something I'd blink a bit more at, but it's something where I do get some of the principles.
Oh, well, fair play.
I wouldn't, like, say they're good principles, but...
well, does it make you thrilled and pumped for Kingdom anymore, Mikey? Because when's it coming out? I can't remember when Kingdom's out.
Next couple of months, I think.
It's not too far out, I don't think.
I know May Cat's writing on it, which is good.
Ah, that's cool. Well, okay.
I don't think they'll let her do anything with it, but...
No, I imagine anything fun will be stripped away from the show. But that's only basing my judgment on the previous 2 seasons, so...
That's only basing my judgment on 2/3 of the experience.
Yeah, this is why I don't exactly get why people would be excited for it. If those people enjoyed the other 2 seasons... it makes sense why you'd be excited for this season. If you didn't like season 1 and you didn't like season 2, I don't see why you'd think this one would be the game changer. This would be the time where it turns around. I don't know. That's my hater coming out.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna hate and then I dance away going hee hee. But yeah, there you go. Promotional box set that Mikey didn't get.
Yeah,
yeah.
Where's my free shit?
We didn't need to. Mikey could have just kept it. I would have just...
I'd have sold it all, to be honest.
I would have been fine with that. That's fine. I would be like, you can have that.
I honestly would have just sold it all and gotten a bit of cash.
You know what I would have been annoyed at? If it was the Odyssey Shattered Glass set, I would have been like, give me that. Give me that Megatron. I'll have it.
Yep.
Give me the Akane. Mikey, should I take us on to another bit of news, though?
You might as well.
All right. Oh, no. No.
My God.
Yes? Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, it's a quickie.
Yeah.
Transformers Kingdom, Miragewa, and Grimrock. Miragewa and Grimlock. Yeah, a 2-pack and the official description. So, this is a Kingdom 2-pack that's been popping up, at least the listing of it, via Amazon Australia. Those sneaky down under boys. So this is going to be Deluxe Earthrise, assumingly, Mirage, as well as the Kingdom Grimlock. It says Beast Wars. I assume they mean the Kingdom version of Dinobot.
Yeah, so... I assume they're not making an entirely new mold for Grimlock.
Well, no. What they could have done if they wanted to be weird, because if you remember, they're doing the retro line coming out again.
Oh yeah, that would be weird.
That's why I was just like, it must be.
But like, they're weird. It's weird here because they're saying Beast Wars Uprising inspired, and just like, no, it's not.
No, yeah, that's the thing.
Beast Wars Uprising was a bunch of tech stories where the only bit of art existing of Grimlock is of him using the Springer mold from years ago.
Was it? Oh god, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, so they just recolored that in like Beast Wars Grimlock colors. They made him a Dalmatian raptor. Like, it's not even like one of the things where you can say it's the only bit of fiction he's been in, and it's just like, no, they've stuck that character in everything they could.
Yeah. Let me read you the very, very good description of this set, okay, Mikey? The Ultimate Collection, the Maximals and Predacons ad is truly revolutionary.
Okay.
I don't know why it says ad. They deliver an epic battle with Autobots and Decepticons. Okay. That will change their fate forever. The Battle Across Time collection invites fans to recreate the duel between G1 and Beast Wars. Okay. With G1-inspired characters, fans can...
so shouldn't they be from different sides?
No.
But it's G1 versus Beast Wars. It's a duel.
They're fighting each other, Mikey. Fans can complement their vehicle collection with non-included Beast Wars-inspired characters.
Wait, what?
The fans can complement
Right.
their vehicle collection with non-included Beast Wars-inspired characters.
That's not a sentence.
And, well, no, because they continue saying the Grimlock in capitals for the Grimlock and Mirage, followed by Dinobot, Starscream, and Waspinator, joined together to ward off the Decepticons / Predacons.
Okay, stop. Roll it back.
Which part? Okay.
Roll it back. So,
where to?
So Grimlock and Mirage, right?
No.
The Grimlock and Mirage. Sorry.
And Mirage.
Followed by Dinobot.
Yep.
Okay. Starscream and Waspinator join forces to ward off the Decepticons, Predacons.
Followed by Dinobot, Starscream, and Dinobot. Well, I don't think you should have and Dinobot.
No.
Never mind. And Waspinator joined together to ward off Decepticons / Predacons.
Some of those things do not belong, sir.
Yes. The G1-inspired Autobot Mirage figure can be transformed into a racing car in 20 steps, and Beast Wars, Uprising-inspired Maximal Grimlock.
No, it's not.
Figure into a Raptor.
I don't think it's even Maximal
steps.
At that stage. I think it was still like Autobot or something like that.
Nerd. Comes with 2 blasters. I assume they mean Mirage. The tail of Maximal Grimlock figure can be detached in Raptor mode and converted into 2 swords. Each Battle Across Time set has an exclusive design so that you can recreate stunning battle scenes, each sold separately, subject to availability. Transformers and all related characters are trademark of Hasbro. Discover Kingdom, the Maximals and Predacons come in this truly revolutionary...
Hang on, that's just the same thing again.
The Maximals and Predacons come in this truly revolutionary full stop.
This is the same thing again.
That's not a sentence either.
No, this is Google translated, but it's from Australia.
Oh yeah, it even says they deliver the... Yeah, that is just the next line. Battle Across Time, is that a sentence in here?
Yeah. Recreate the duel between G1s and formed...
They literally just copy and pasted the same thing.
Except now it's like
bullet points.
Form a team of Maximals and Autobots. Grimlock and Mirage join together to repel Decepticons and Predacons.
Oh, they fixed
Dinobot, Starscream, and Waspinator. No one's heard of them.
Oh.
Who are those nerds?
So this is
terribly written.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, if you weren't aware, back in day, Dinobot was recolored into Grimlock. Or at least a white dinosaur, and said this was Grimlock.
Yes, a Dalmatian dinosaur, if I remember correctly.
Yes, well, all dinosaurs were white, Mikey.
And Spotty.
Yes, yeah, that too. So who else were they really going to do Dinobot into, apart from maybe his toy colours, which would have been a weird, fleshy human colour, which would be kind of gross.
Oh, what was his name? Strustinator.
What?
Dethrustinator.
Oh, no, that would mean they'd have to remold stuff, though.
Dethrustinator.
Yeah, no, they should. They should 100% do Thrustinator because he had a really good. Well, all the Cyber Beasts had great designs. To be fair,
but they actually have the mold to do it now. They don't have. I don't think. No, they don't have something for Dirge Gun. I suppose.
Which one's Dirge Gun? The Waspinator.
The Wasp. Yeah, the Cyber Wasp.
Hang on, they have the molds to do the rest of the Cyber Beasts, but they've never re-released them. Is that right? Because they only did them for Universe, right?
No, like Dirge Gun got a BuckCon toy out of our subscriptions, or one or two of them, out of the Generations Waspinator.
That's right, yeah. But then they never did like Hellscream or anything like that, did they?
But they never repainted it. They actually Hellscream. They had Skybite.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
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 And well, they didn't really have anyone to do Maxby, did they?
Which one was Maxby? He was the wolf, wasn't he? Name.
Not really.
I can't think of one.
No, but
off the top of my head,
they did.
No,
they've had a couple of Dinobot figures they could use that they never did.
No one knows what the Cyber Beasts are, though, Mikey.
They did Skybite into bloody an evil Skywarp shark.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
But they wouldn't do it into. You wouldn't even have to remold much. Just maybe redo the head.
I think that's probably as close as we were ever going to get to Hellscream, another Hellscream.
Hellwarp.
You know, Hellwarp. What do you think of the idea of this 2-pack then, Mikey?
I don't care about Mirage, but I'm curious to see how the Dinobot looks in Grimlock colors.
Hang on. Wasn't the last 2-pack we got Mirage and Impactor?
No, you see, that was something you all voted on when you should have been voting on something else. But you voted on that, you picked that, and then they never released it as a 2-pack, released them all individually, then released a 3-pack, which included an extra figure and a transparent Mirage.
That's right.
And an Impactor with the head you wanted in the first place.
That's right. Yeah, I was sure there was another thing that had a Mirage in as a 2-pack thing, and it was all the way back then.
And then
what is it with putting Mirage in 2-packs?
And then they did a Decepticon Mirage entirely because they stuck in a stupid scene in for 2 seconds in the show where Mirage pretends to be a bad guy because everyone has 1 million copies.
Well, no, there was also, like, in the Netflix show, there were multiple copies of the Decepticon version of
but
Mirage
then they also...
show, right?
No.
Was there not? Was he not a background character as well?
Mirage was not a background character.
I thought they used the model for loads of other things as well. Oh, alright, fair enough. Shows how long that show stuck in my head for. I'm sure they'd had, but okay. But yeah, that's right, it's Mirage. And more importantly, Grimlock, I suppose, which look okay, I guess.
Well, hopefully
it'll probably come with a new head at least, so
hopefully
something. Yeah. Anything you got to say there, Mikey? If not, take us on to the last story.
Yeah, last story. TFCon Toronto has some news. They have officially delayed their convention until December 10th to 12th, 2021. So they are planning a live convention.
Not a dead one.
Well, depending on how you approach it. Due to the delayed vaccine rollout in Canada and continued restrictions on gatherings in Ontario, they have rescheduled to December 10 to 12th. Hopefully at the end of the year they'll be able to have a live convention. A new hotel block has been made available. Any reservations you made for July of this year have been automatically cancelled. So if you are looking to go to TFCon and you had booked a room, please rebook if you're going to go. All the exhibitors and everything else know about it. Attendee registration information will be made available in the future once they have a better understanding about health restrictions and everything else. I would honestly be surprised if they can pull this off this year. Like, even December. I think I can't see con season starting properly until next year, if I'm completely honest. Now, I'm very happy if they manage it. I'm just like, I would just be a little surprised, just because I think, just given the way the vaccine rollout's going on at the moment everywhere, some vulnerable people, or some target groups rather, probably won't be hit until the winter in some places. So then again, I'm not super familiar with the Canada thing, apart from the fact I see a lot of Canadians aren't very happy with how it's being handled.
Okay.
But anyway, listen, if they can get it going and we can get people talking to each other and interacting like human beings, cool.
Yeah, I would still be very much under the impression of maybe don't plan any expensive trips, especially if it involves flying, until next year.
Yeah, no, I would definitely say that.
Because it still feels like it's very up in the air at the moment. But then again, there were some people who were wanting to still do flights last year, and I was like, "Oh boy, don't!"
Yeah, no,
don't.
That was
cause issues. Yeah. Wait until this all blows over, then plan your holidays, and be happy in the fact that you can have holidays soon.
Yeah,
well, I certainly can't.
Andy doesn't get holidays. Andy gets to see all of us enjoy things vicariously.
That's true. Yep.
Live through us.
It's not even vicarious. I just get to hate vicariously. That'll do me. I guess that's it for the news, Mr. Mikey, right?
Yes, it apparently is.
Cool. Well, Mikey, what have you been up to this week, apart from being disgustingly ill and unhappy with Jason?
Yes,
of course.
Fuck him. Sorry, who said that? Andy, don't say that about Jason, the heathen.
Oh my god.
Oh no, there's a Near Replicant book. It was actually a model of the book. Sorry, I haven't bought Near Replicant yet. I'm waiting until next week.
What is that? What is Near Replicant?
Near Replicant. Near, not new.
Oh, Near. Oh, okay. I was thinking what?
I haven't gotten that yet. I'm getting it at the end of the week.
But is it meant to be good?
I haven't looked at any reviews because I want to go into this fresh and if I'm going to be traumatized, I want to go traumatized raw. All I've seen
That's kind of how I felt. Yeah.
All I've seen is a couple of clips of Miko getting way too excited about seals.
Oh.
Where she ran up to one, started screaming "Nene-chi," and then someone put over "Mata Nene" over it. Which I just want to know how that started.
I still don't understand.
I want to know where the seal thing came from.
I still don't get it.
I've looked up and I can't find anything. It is so prominent they are doing it themselves.
Oh my god.
Because a seal popped up in the game and a woman screamed, "Nene!" But yeah, so what have I done? I started playing Witcher 3 this week.
Oh my god.
So I bought it on sale like 2 years ago. And it's just kind of been sitting on my hard drive. And I figured like, okay, I'll give it a go. It's there. I was just scrolling through my library because I'm trying to, so as I said before, I'm in as like a post Nier Automata blech. So I've got to try and ease my way back in. And so I am about 10-15 hours into it now.
I hear it's good.
It's a good game. I'm not blown away by it the way some people are, but I think the basic story is engaging. I like Geralt as a character. Like I like the way I like the sort of weird thing of like you're in this world where everyone is desperate for witchers, but they also really fucking hate them.
Yeah, I've heard about that stuff, and it's kind of an eye-raising experience of, oh, you need these guys, so don't shit on them. Yeah,
but it's also like, right. Well, their job is to do this, so they'll do it anyway. But it's interesting, because it's something you see in sci-fi a lot. The monster designs and everything else are reasonably cool, except for like the basilisk, which is a dragon with a chicken head. And once you realize it's just a chicken head, that's very distracting. Side characters are fairly decent, and a lot of side quests that have like nice little elements to them, and there is a bit of a moral choice aspect to it. Although, for what I can tell, it doesn't like influence much of the actual story. It's just like, do you want to feel like Geralt's doing a good thing or a bad thing, or one of those things where there was no right choice?
Would you say the side quests are like decent, like they're actually instead of just like go and get this thing and bring it back to me?
Oh, it's more like go to this place and go. The way the side quests are usually set up is go to this place,
right?
Look around with super senses, follow a trail, follow a trail, kill something.
Okay.
So, but like the stories set around them are fairly good. Like,
okay.
This is making me kind of want to read the Witcher books because I suspect that they are, well, narratively much better. But
yeah.
Something that let it down, like the general open world nature of it can let it down, although the map is deceptively small even if it looks super big.
Okay, so it's not a Skyrim basically or a Fallout where you just like, oh Jesus
Christ. So far
Christ.
It doesn't feel like it, and it's like each area, like there's 4 or 5 areas. So like the maps are locked in, but you do ride a horse across big areas of land but nothing in them. But I think the thing that really lets it down, honestly, is the combat, because the combat is very simple. It's basically one attack button with no combos. You do have a strong attack, but there's very little reason to ever use it. Because it just basically, it does a slightly stronger hit and slows you down, whereas if you just hit the regular attack button twice, you've done the same amount of damage, and you can lock enemies in on attack strings.
Oh, that's interesting. You just get them in stun lock.
Yeah, is there's 2 dodging mechanics. You can do a roll away, but like there's just a basic like sidestep dodge, which is really what you should use. But a bit of magic, nothing crazy. And that's kind of it. It's like very little depth to the combat. Like there's a lot of
stripped away a lot of it from Witcher 2, because I think like I played a bit of Witcher 2 and just really didn't like how it played, and I didn't feel like it explained itself very well.
There's also like a lot of like crafting and stuff in the game. Like you can make bombs and potions and everything else, but I have done that maybe 3 times the whole time I've been playing, because most of the items you need can be kind of hard to like find on their own. Money is hard to come by in this world, to the point of being kind of repressive for a lot of things. Especially since your weapons do like degrade over time, so like my money just goes into improving the weapons and maintaining weapons. So I'm not engaging with the crafting element of the game, really. I'm doing a lot of collecting, but I do not feel like the crafting is enough reward. Like, I haven't hit an enemy or something like, oh my god, you need to have this potion to beat them kind of thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, at the moment, I'd say it's a 7.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I hear the story really goes nuts when Siri becomes a much larger part of it, so I'm curious there. And I'm enjoying it. It's something I did basically put a Saturday into, which I haven't done in a while, but and I'm not having that thing with bloody Horizon Zero Dawn where I'm in an open world game and I'm slowly banging my head on the table because I'm actually getting angry at how badly the story is being unfolded.
Yeah, I was going to mention Horizon Zero Dawn because it's the closest thing I can relate to.
No, an open world
experience, which you were like, oh, everybody really likes this game.
Horizon has much better combat.
Ah, interesting.
Because Horizon had great combat. It just had a terrible narrative unfolding, and a lot of the combat became repetitive because it didn't have a fucking point.
Right.
If you just
did. I mean, it was there to waste your time.
Yeah, if you just wanted to go around and kill giant robot monsters, then yes, wonderful.
Yeah.
I also like the world of Horizon more as a concept because Witcher 3 is basically every medieval fantasy world you can think of, but it also means like Witcher 3 can't disappoint me in that regard. Whereas Horizon can and did.
But how old is The Witcher, like, is in the books, I mean?
Oh god, I think they started coming out in like the 90s?
Okay, so I guess that's probably why it's just a generic...
Yeah, like about the same time Game of Thrones was coming out, and like hitting a lot of the same marks. Apart from that, so yeah, Witcher 3, I think it's worth a pot if you can get it cheap. Apart from that, I have been watching a few shows. I watched the first episode of The Witcher because I was curious. Henry Cavill is having an episode. Henry Cavill is having a blast.
Okay,
and I'm happy for him.
Are you going to watch more? Because, like I say, I couldn't finish the first episode.
No, it's a generic, like kind of a 2000s-y fantasy show. To be honest,
ooh, that's not a bad way to describe it. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, a lot of those were coming out then. But
yeah,
hey, it's got nudity, so that makes it better, I suppose. But
yes, I'd rather just go to Pornhub though, to be honest.
You know what? Apparently, it's based on one of the books, so I'll just read that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that. I've been watching the animus. So okay. Back Arrow is up to episode 16, having another shakeup. Not much to add there without spoiling things. Dynazenon is on episode 4. Continues to be enjoyable. Starting to ramp up a little bit. Some interest.
Oh, good.
Some little we're learning a bit more about the kaiju eugenicists. So I'm enjoying that. Vivi is still the sleeper fucking hit.
What episode is it on now?
5.
Oh, I'm one episode behind.
There's been a 5 episode time jump now. And it is freaking gorgeous. It's, oh god, I like that show way more than I thought I would. Thunderbolt Fantasy, plodding along happily enough. I wouldn't say it's like a super strong season, but I am enjoying it a lot more than season 2. 86. I'm just running through ideas in my head now, but 86 hit an interesting point, and so that's episode 3 or 4.
3.
3.
I think 3, maybe 4.
Yeah. And I am definitely curious to see how this progresses. Not a lot of action or anything in this, which did kind of play against it because it's starting to do that thing where it's trying to juxtapose the idea of these like semi-normal life moments with short bursts of shocking like violence. And like war is bad, which can work in your favor sometimes, but you have to use it the right way. What else? Because I basically did like a big binge on Saturday night.
You damned rebel, you.
Yeah, because I was feeling ill, so I was just lying there on the couch going like, yeah. Oh, what else was there? I'm trying to remember.
Slime anime?
Yeah, that was fun. That's still a giggle. Godzilla Singular Point episode 4. I'm up to episode 4 now. That is a weird fucking show.
I keep forgetting it's a series. I keep thinking it's a one-off movie, but it's not. It's an actual ongoing, isn't it?
Yeah, and also like I will say this. I might give the fan subs a break because there is some really bad subbing going on with this show.
Do you know who's doing it? Because sometimes the fan subs are just the rips from Crunchyroll.
No, because it's not like it's Netflix who are going to be doing it, so it's all going to it's getting released to Netflix in June. But it's not Listen, I know this is fan stuff. I can like the grammatical errors, the choice of wording, the fact that for some reason they're saying apple and you're translating it as banana.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Which I find really distracting. They're saying Ringo, 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 and I'm just like, I know that's Japanese that's for apple.
Yeah. I was going to ask if they were saying Ringo.
Yeah. And they don't mean star. So Jesus. I might give that a bit of a break because it's really complex language. Really complex, and I would like to know I'm getting a good sense of things. Maybe read up on the writer, who's like a really prominent, he's a physicist who became a sci-fi writer.
Okay.
Who's just moving into anime, and he is well known for scientific info dumps. And I'm even with the bad subs, I can tell you that's going on. But they're starting to build a world, and Anguirus is showing up.
I saw you tweet some pictures of that.
Yeah, and Anguirus is different from what we've seen already, which is leaving me curious if he's actually related to the other monsters, or if his is there's something else going on. Based on the singular idea that Anguirus can eat, whereas none of the other monsters had stomachs.
Okay.
None of the Rodans that died had stomachs. So also hints of both Manda and the Titanosaurus looking Godzilla-y thing. Yeah, the only other TV thing I think is worth noting is I watched the Kamen Rider Zero One real-time movie, which was the post-series movie.
You did that today, didn't you?
Yes.
I saw you tweet about it.
Which was... so yeah, basically, very style over substance. Extremely style over substance.
Kind of like the show? Aha!
But man, that was a lot of style. That was some real dynamic cinematography. And some very well done fight scenes. And a little bit of heart. And a little bit of continuation of character development from the show. And they totally murdered Newage.
Oh, okay, alright.
They totally murdered her. And people are going to tell me they didn't. And I'm just like, no, she was a different fucking person. Mm-hmm. This has been something I had a problem with since the ending of the show. That wasn't her. That's a different person. They just gave her the same body. It's not the same mind. You totally murdered someone. She's dead. She's dead and you killed her to get your girlfriend back.
She looks the same. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll turn her into a vessel. Just I would have loved it. Just I don't want to go. But interesting thing they pulled in this. So Vulcan isn't in it that much. And apart from some stuff with 01 and 02, they kind of elevate Horribee to the secondary writer role.
Oh,
which
interesting.
Is nice, because he's got some really cool fight scenes in this.
I remember thinking, because I never finished 01, I always thought that Horribee, from where I stopped, had the most potential of a character, but they didn't do anything with him.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, that's kind of what you said as well. And you finished the series.
Post-COVID, they make a big thing of Horribee, but
okay.
There's plenty of stuff like that. I still think those last 5 episodes are fantastic. The Arc 1 arc is very good. Wish Arc 1 was actually in this. Movie rider forms are well designed in this one. With the Jobber Rider is fine, but Eden,
Jobber Rider.
Eden, what are they? Eden, Lucifer, and Hell Rising Hopper. They all look really good. Yeah, but really, really good sound effects that are super edgy as well. Heaven or Hell, it doesn't matter. There's a fun bit where everyone still hates Thouser.
Oh, good, as it should be.
Where he's like, I've come to help, and they're just like, you're involved in this, aren't you? Just like, I'm helping. And he offers everyone a job, and all of them at once go, no. No thanks. No.
Did they bring up his robot dog?
No, thank fuck.
That's to be honest, that's the thing that always made me not come back to it, because you said there was 2 or 3 episodes where it's all about a fucking robot dog, and I was like, no, I'm done.
A robot dog that's in there as a marketing ploy.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, I think it's one of the better Rider movies. Like I said, the villain isn't particularly interesting. The plot isn't particularly great, but this is something you're watching just for the sense of really cool direction, cool suit designs, those little bits of character that if you liked Horribee, if you liked Vulcan, if you liked Jin, has some really fun stuff, and it's fun. It's not deep, it's just fun. There's a really cool chase scene with a plane.
Okay.
So there's very, very creative shots in this. There's also a hilarious thing with 02, which is a big spoiler, but it's just the way they hold their hands just makes me laugh. There's also a fun bit where they strip a man naked and torture him.
Yeah, I saw you put pictures of a naked man who held a plate over his bottom.
Yes, and it made me laugh considerably because it was like, this is... Oh no. Oh, that's something else. There's a bit of mild body horror in this.
Okay.
Like, there are brains. You do see a brain in this.
Okay.
And there's like some like CGI violence and stuff like that, and lots of CGI blood. So like for the target age group, it's probably a bit heavy, to be honest. But
you know what they should bring back? Instead of CGI blood, bring in the fountain gushes from Amazon.
Yeah.
I mean Amazon, not Amazons, by the way. And where you're just screaming, please stop killing the monsters.
Yeah, please.
They're
Starfish Hitler
dead.
didn't deserve this.
Do you remember the spider where he pulled off every single one of its legs? It's like, no, leave it alone.
There's only so much foam in his body.
Please, he's dying.
Amazon, no, please. You were supposed to be the best of us. You are the chosen one.
You know, that's what Amazon should have been about. It should have been about, hey, maybe the monsters are actually really innocent creatures and Amazon is the monster.
Yeah, I would have watched that. I would have been way more into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I honestly think like it's nice to watch a Rider thing again for the first time in a while.
What do you mean, the Saber Mikey?
I still haven't gone back to Saber.
No.
I don't know if I really should. I don't know if it got better or if it whatever. Like I saw one brief thing where someone got really annoyed over one plot point, but I don't know.
I think I heard someone said it gets better, but I'm again how true that is. I don't know. Maybe these are the people that say like Exade and Gaim are the worst Sentai.
Sorry, go to hell.
Kamen Rider
Sorry,
shows.
what? Who
knows?
Who knows? Told them to go fuck themselves. That's crazy people. I will say I'm also very amused by the fact that 02 is the least effective final form still.
Oh, good. They didn't change that then.
No, it's like it's better than the other form, but it's just like 02. You don't really matter narratively at all.
Still.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fun. Yeah, apart from that, I did some model building. So I finished a few. So this was the Kotobukiya Brave J-Decker Deckard. So this is the small core robot from Brave Police J-Decker.
Oh, okay.
So these kits, they come in 3 sizes. So sort of like a small sub-high grade size, a sort of medium size, and like a Voyager scale size.
Okay.
So Deckard is the smallest and the simplest. A little bit expensive for what he is. A little bit. I think it's because like some part of him are painted. Like you get a little baggie with like sides of his head and a few other bits that are just painted.
Isn't that all Kotobukiya stuff? They all have some parts that are painted.
Yeah,
right?
but this is a bit weirder than most because like I've got a few other ones. Like the Zoids don't come painted. Nothing come painted on the Zoids. But I would also say the Zoids are quite a bit better. But like some bits are painted, but then some bits aren't. That really should be. And there's no stickers.
None.
No color correcting stickers. Like his shoulders are supposed to be black.
Right.
They are blue.
Why? Because
there are no color correcting stickers.
That doesn't answer my question.
So I had to paint them black myself. Obviously, I very rarely use stickers anyway, but I'm running. I'm going to run out of paints at this rate. But
gotta get you resupplied, Mikey. to be fair, there's a lot of places you can buy paints from, so it's it's not like a model kit where you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to wait months to get this model kit. It's like, oh, I can get paints anywhere. That's fine.
But the build is fun, simple but fun, kind of like a high grade kind of build. Materials are a little cheaper feeling. Like they feel better than the Motoroids did.
Right.
But they definitely feel on the cheaper side, and I would very much advise if you're doing lining, do pen lining, don't do pore lining. Because at least the hands react bad to those chemically. Like I had a hand actually break just from the chemical reaction of that. It was an isolated hand that I wasn't going to use anyway, so I'm not too bothered. But if you are lining, just maybe go for a standard pen liner or something like that. But yeah, he looks really good. Very posable for the size of him. Very posable. Like good accessories, which should have a sticker, but we won't go into that again. Because they're supposed to be very multicolored and they're just white. So I lined them up so they stand out better. But like he comes out with like multiple types of badges, a hand with a molded gun in it that looks really good, multiple faces, and he comes with a big accessory for the J-Decker. Because they've done J-Decker like the larger scale figure.
What's the accessory he comes with then for that?
A big fucking cannon.
Oh, it's its main gun.
Yeah, but
okay.
The Deckard can't hold it in any way.
Wow. I mean, that makes sense, I guess.
So
you probably shouldn't.
Yeah, and if I don't think you can do this with Deckard, but I know you can do it with J. Decker. If you have the Kotobukiya frame arms girl who did the Gao Gaigar set, you can armor her up with parts of these figures.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that.
They're doing that because they've done it with X-Kaiser and Goldran as well. So the whole line is going to be compatible with her.
So basically what you want to do is buy multiple versions of her so you can have the entire Brave series as, granted, one girl, but one girl in every armor.
Or buy multiple armors and have her be like a weird hybrid.
Oh, that could be interesting. Yeah, mix and match the parts.
So far, X-Kaiser, J. Decker, and Goldran are the only ones that are out as well. They've got planned for basically all the main Brave robots and all the like little like core robots as well. So I know they've got Gao Gaigar and Gaigar planned and a few others, but I will probably pick up at least at some point Goldran, I think, because I've always really liked that design, just to see how the bigger figures turn out.
Okay.
I don't think I'd pick up another small one if I'm honest.
Right.
None
of them.
Well,
like if you could think of one design,
Gaigar maybe just for an emotional attachment. But
do you think they do On-You and Koryu in that line?
At the moment, they're only focusing on core, or like main characters.
I'm just saying, do you think they could? If they were going to put it into a line,
absolutely.
Would they go into that?
They could. They would. Absolutely, they would.
Okay.
But I don't think they're... At the moment, I would be very surprised if they did anyone who's not like a title robot.
Sure, but if the line keeps going, if it is successful, and if they move on to secondary characters...
Yeah, I would love it if they did Koryu and Anu. That would be great.
And by then, hopefully that line will have improved as well, and the quality will be better on them, and maybe they'll have sorted out accessories and painting a bit better.
But for a display piece, it's nice, and it's nice to have anything from Brave. It really is.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely to have something from Brave. Makes me want to... I've never seen J. Decker. I might try it.
It's not Gao Gaigar. We all know this.
No, but it's supposed to be like good. I checked reviews. It's supposed to be a good one. The other ones I've built, I finished building the real grade Tall Geese.
Yay!
He's all lined up and he's very pretty. Like the Tall Geese is such a good design.
I told you.
He's really fun to build. He's fun to pose. He is fiddly as fuck.
In what sense? What parts do you find fiddly?
The shoulder cannon is so difficult to actually work with.
Yes, yeah. It's not easy to get in his hand, is it?
It's not easy to get the shield in either, but the cannon is real. And this is a legit disappointment. The backpack boosters, the verniers, whatever they're called, they are really loose on there. And in terms of their rotate, well, my one they wobble constantly.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And when as far as I know, I haven't made a mistake building him. I checked.
No.
And when you go to open up the vernier and have the booster mode, it doesn't hold quite right.
I can't remember what mine was like, but I definitely remember my boosters not being loose. So
no.
Have you tried the glue tip where you just kind of
haven't,
glue it around?
But I have asked around, and some people have said they've had the same problem.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So one guy said amazing kit, sorry about the boosters. That's literally a quote. Before I told him I was having a problem. So I still it's such a great looking suit, and it comes with I love all the accessories, and it's really, really cool. And the Tall Geese, the base Tall Geese is my favorite Tall Geese. I know some people like Tall Geese too, but fuck Trays. He's David King.
Wait, come on.
Listen, okay, Trays is fine.
I like Trace Gustronada.
I don't remember it very well. I think I had, before the laptop disappeared, I had all the Gundam series ready to actually watch. I had I had a plan. I was thinking about watching Wing subbed because I've never seen it subbed, and I've been seeing Wing since donkey's years anyway. So I don't really remember that much about it. So I thought it might be worth a shot. But the other thing I built, and this is kind of the creme de la creme, I built the Boundock, the high-grade Boundock.
He's a funny.
He's a sassy boy.
Yeah, he goes really well, I bet, with the Bylot, right?
Oh, yeah. Have I mentioned Zeta mechs are my aesthetic?
That you're speaking my language from, I don't know, 10 years ago? Yeah,
I might get
I remember saying shit like this.
I might get the O.
You should actually.
the O is dumb as fuck, but
No, the reason why I sigh is because it's a very old kit.
I'm
which
fine
is a
with
real
old.
shame because I really like the O. I love the O.
Yeah, I'm fine with old. I'm happy to try older kits as long as they're not like the Astray levels of fucking frustrating.
Do you remember the two backup suits for the O? Rebecca and Sarah's ones?
Vaguely.
I can't remember what they were called. Yeah, you should. I mean, I wish they had new kits as well because they have some fantastic kooky designs to them.
I know there's a premium high grade out of not the O but something else from Zeta. But yeah, Zeta both from like the main Zeta Gundam because I really like the Zeta to the Hayaki Shiki to the bloody Amuro's Dige.
Oh, the Dige is great.
Just like that's not a suit people from Earth would make.
No, it's so weird. It's clearly a fucking Xeon suit.
It's
just clearly a
It feels
Xeon
like they
suit.
made the toy and then they decided to bring Amuro in and they said like we do not have the budget to make another kit.
Yep. Oh, you know what you need to get the Bumblebee as well. Do you know the Bumblebee?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad kit. It has some issues with articulation, like around its hips, but it's such a fun design.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's also piloted by Yuzan, who's a complete cock.
Yep,
he's a good cock.
But this is why I like stuff like Crossbone because they go completely nuts.
Yeah, they do. They do.
They made a hand. They made two hands, in fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Boundock, like, it's a big ass kit for the box is huge.
It's huge. Yeah. You can understand why when you see
yeah.
it, but I was shocked when I got it as well. It's like, it's this big? Holy crap.
Yeah,
it's like a master grade scale box.
It's very enjoyable to build. It's a really fun build. It's really posable.
Yeah.
Like, it does not look posable, but it is really posable. Didn't need much color correction. Like, I painted on the yellow, and I did my lining and stuff, so he looks really fun.
Sorry, which yellow did you paint on?
Over the eyes, and there's like on the helmet and a little bit on the legs.
Oh yeah. There's barely any to do. That's why I was asking. That's like yellow because he's like on the other side of the room, so I'm kind of I can barely see him, but I'm like yeah.
And that weird thing, but I really like the hand sculpt.
Which hand?
Any of them. I really like how the hand is made. It's nice and chunky. The mobile armor mode, like the transformation is fiddly, but the advantage of model kit is you can take parts off if they get in the way. I really like how it looks. I wish it held together better.
Yeah, it's the problem with the weight of it all kind of works against itself in gravity as well, which is a shame.
You can get it there though. I will say, you can get it there, just don't breathe in it.
I don't want to put it in that mode mainly because I know that even if I manage to get it in the don't breathe on it, it's going to start like leaning on those joints. Yeah, and those joints are going to start to get floppy over time. Yeah,
but it's like a night. Like if you just want like a couple of like a day or two, like looking at it, it's really fun. Yeah, because it's just ridiculous. And it's more convincing than a lot of Gundam transformations.
Yeah, no, I would agree. The only issue I have, it's not issue, but I kind of wish the underside could have tidied up a bit more, just because he's got a big purple schlonger just hanging underneath there.
But it works as well, narratively.
A bit more. Oh, that's true.
That's his extra grabber. But yeah, like, I love how sassy it is. Like, like, it is so easy to make it look like it's like, okay, please, people don't read this the wrong way, but it is so easy to make it look like the robot is saying, I'm going to step on you and you're going to like it.
Oh, Mikey.
I'm not wrong.
It's because it has a big ass, basically.
It's not just the ass. It's like, it's so easy to get its arm. Like, I've even seen screenshots of it looking like this. Like, from the cartoon, where it literally looks like it's doing the sassy walk.
Who's it piloted by again? I can't remember.
The main guy Camille hated.
Oh, Jamil. Jericho or something.
He was like the guy he stole the Mark II from.
That's right, yeah. I couldn't remember who did it.
Good.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'll never forgive them for taking that really cool blue suit and then going like, what have we painted
Titan's
black?
Colors, man.
But I will say, it does look better than the original Gundam in terms of its color scheme, because it's darker and the better color spread, but the Titan color was better.
I agree.
I'm just saying. But yeah, if you can get the Boundock and you like model kits and you want something weird as hell, do it. It's really worth it. Like, also, this is my middle finger to everyone who goes, like, later Universal Century suits are just stupid. And just like, no. All Universal Century suits are stupid. You just pretend they're serious. And they're better when they're stupid.
Well, no, I would say that some of them aren't. It's just the boring ones aren't stupid. I like the real ones. No, the boring one, the weird ones are the best ones because they're so out there, and you can tell the designer's just going crazy, and just that's what I like.
Dudes having fun.
Yeah, I can't have that though.
But yeah, so that was my week, really, Andy. What about you?
What have I been up to? I've been catching up on the animus because you said I should watch some animus, so I decided to watch some animus. What did I watch? Animus. I watch. Where am I up to with Back Arrow? I'm chunking through Back Arrow. What was the last thing I saw? The old man emperor with the massive eyebrows is gonna attack the European nation. Basically.
Yeah, that's around episode 9 or 10.
And that the queen has now dispelled her evil self.
Okay, so that's further along. That's more like mid-season.
10 or 11.
That's more like 12, I think.
Yeah, something like that. It's okay. I don't think I like it as much as you do. I'm just kind of going along, going, yeah, like a 6 out of 10 show at the moment. Hasn't really done anything to wow me. It does feel very much like you've said before, like a show from the early 2000s. In the good ways and the bad ways as well. Because I don't really care about anybody. I hate the old man villager. He's a complete cock.
Yeah, I really feel like they're setting him up for a comeuppance, but the comeuppance have not yet come.
No, and they just keep doing it. He keeps going like, "Oh, we should have just stayed where we were. You were gonna die. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like Arrow. He's not very nice." Oh my god! Every episode.
Fuck you.
Every episode.
Fuck you. Yeah. Stop trying to help me. Fuck you.
And I don't feel that the way that what they call what's it called the convictions. I don't think the convictions are touched on really. They kind of briefly said, "Oh, this is my conviction," but it doesn't ever seem to fucking matter. I think in the first few episodes, it kind of suggested they got more powerful when they kind of lent into it, but apart from that, I have not been able to see any difference in what the conviction is. It just feels more like something they say to kind of justify them having a unique suit design, but doesn't really impact the show at all. It's fine. I've watched the first 2 episodes of The Slime, the 300 maxed level on a slime show. I found it very funny that the main witch character is, I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked, but I'm 90% sure it's the voice actress of the spider from the Spider anime. I'm almost positive it's the same voice actress. But it's fun. It's very cute. It's very easygoing. It feels like very, very just chill anime where you're not going to be really super invested in anything, but it's just going to be a simple, cute time with cute anime girls. And it's like, this is fine.
It's a parody. It's a relaxed parody.
That's maybe a better way to describe it because it doesn't have the humor of like a Konosuba or something.
No,
like
it's not aggressively.
No,
and you're right. It is actually the voice of the spider.
Hey, I was right. I thought that was probably the case. I heard her last night talking. I was like, that sounds like some of the inflections that the spider lady does every now and again. I think she embellishes the spider role a bit more to be a bit more kooky.
She also played Tiamat in Fate Grand Order.
That's such a hard thing to determine. I mean, I'm sure it's the case. It's hard to determine because Tiamat barely speaks. She has like maybe 2 lines in this show. So. Fair enough.
She was Boar in SSSS Gridman. She was the little
Boar.
The little boy who everyone said was a little girl. Who was one of the machine weapons. It was Boar became the big drills.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I'm scrolling through now.
I watched episode 4 of Vivi last night.
Oh, so you hadn't seen any of it last time we talked, had you?
No. I heard about it from you, and I saw a trailer for it, and I went, yeah, this looks really nice. This looks like it's got some really good animation to it. I like it when Robo Bear starts flipping around in episode like 1 or 2, going like, "Don't touch me! Nope, can't touch me! Nope, you're not gonna touch me!" Flop, flip, flop, flop, flop. My one issue I think with episode 2 was when after they've done the building stuff, shall we say, and he goes, "Okay, so we're going to work together now." And then there's a sudden hard cut to them in the airport.
See, I like that.
I didn't because it felt like there was no transition. There was just a hard cut without any explanation. I was like, did the version I'm watching lose something? Have I missed a scene? I just felt there needed to be a few more, maybe 1 or 2 more scenes of how we got from there to here. Because I don't know how she knew that plane was going to blow up. I can't remember if she saw an article beforehand.
He sent her a bunch of future information, and it's implied that one of the things she saw was that a plane was going to go down.
Okay.
And I can't remember. Like, shit, and then he beat.
I thought it was funny. It was the little girl that she'd formed a bond with was on that plane as well. I was like, what are the odds?
That's what you get for being a secondary character in an anime.
Not even a secondary character. That's what you get for being a tiny, cute girl to make an emotional attachment to a robot, I guess. But no, it's good so far. It's interesting. Obviously, I've got episode 5 to do. I have the Demon, How Not to Summon a Demon season 2, but I haven't started that yet. And I watched 1 episode of the 86. It's too early to really make a judgment call on that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think the issue with it is, from what you've talked about, is it just talking about how war is bad?
Yeah,
because if that's it, I feel that we've had that a lot.
I'm concerned about with it is that it's going to be one of those. So a lot of these kind of shows came out in what I call sort of the post-Attack on Titan era, which is here's horrible things happening to normal people. And like 1 or 2 of them are significant in some way because of either some ability or superpower or something. But most of it is kind of like, here's all these characters living normal lives, and are you going to get invested in them as we start killing them off? Which is a very common problem with, like, because Attack on Titan does that, and a lot of shows trying to ape Attack on Titan, and a lot of mangas trying to ape Attack on Titan did the same thing.
Here's the thing, was Attack on Titan aping Game of Thrones?
I think everything was aping Game of Thrones at the time, but I know it had a lot to do with the writers' like very strong political views on the military.
Okay.
So I know that's what's going on with Attack on Titan. Also, side note, that voice actress also does the Japanese voice for Windblade and Shatter.
In
Bumblebee and Cyberverse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. She gets about. Good for her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. So, Vivi, you're enjoying overall?
Yeah. Vivi's good. It's very pretty as well. It's a very nice looking show.
86, you're not so sure of yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I say, I've only seen 1 episode of 86, so it's really hard to make a judgment call on it. I've watched episode 3 of Dyna Xenon. It still feels like it's going somewhere, but it just hasn't got there yet.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
And like I think, like you said when you first started watching it, like episode 1 or 2, where Gridman was pretty quick to get off the ball, off the boat, and like start talking about its Miss Me, and be like, oh, what's going on here? Ooh, isn't this interesting? This one's a bit of a slow burn in comparison, but it again looks very nice.
I think I think it would have been I said this before, but I think if Gridman didn't have a Kane, it would have been a very different experience.
Maybe
because she was the main character.
Yeah, because the main kid
Yuto was just kind of generic hero, which it turned out to be for a reason.
Yeah, he was fine. He just wasn't interested.
I liked him. He just, she vastly overshadowed everyone else in that show.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. I also watched. Have you heard of Train to Busan, Mikey?
The name sounds vaguely familiar.
It is a South Korean film where a load of zombies appear and people are trapped on a train, and the zombies are on the train as well.
Okay.
Right? So I watched the sequel because that's not too bad of a horror film. It's not amazing. It's just like, yeah, this is fine. This is all right. I watched the sequel called Train to Busan: The Peninsula, which takes place 4 years after the event, where a load of South Koreans have become immigrants and refugees living in Hong Kong. They want to make money, so to get money, they have to go back to the peninsula, still infested with zombies, and take the money that's there. There's 200 million or something in US dollars.
To be fair, zombies don't need money.
No, exactly. That's why it's a good time to go in and get out. But problems occur, and there's an army unit there that went crazy because they were never pulled out. So it's bad. If you like Train to Busan, you're probably not going to like this, because it's got a lot of CGI effects in, and they are bad CGI effects. They are very, very bad CGI effects. Well, I don't think Train to Busan really did too much of that. It was a lot more practical, because, they were stuck on a train. What's the point going crazy with the CGI?
Yeah.
I was just watching it, and by the time it got to the end, I was just like, next. When you've got the 10-second forward button.
Yeah.
I think for the last 10 minutes, I was just pressing the next 10-second button every second. I was like, I'm done. I want it to be over. It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. And like I said, I watched the Galaxy Quest documentary, which was fun. I don't think it didn't feel anything special.
No, because you've seen the movie and you understand how good it is.
Yeah, pretty much. In terms of a documentary, it just felt like something that would be on a DVD, behind the scenes. Fine. That's all that was, and it's fine. Like, I didn't know how Harold Ramis was originally going to direct it. I didn't know that. I thought, that's interesting.
But it's an extra bit of spice to an otherwise, a wonderful experience. Just that extra bit of flavor that you should, unless you haven't seen it, in which case everything dies in your mouth like joy.
Yeah, so much for being a Trek fan, They actually had Brent Spiner on as well, and said he was really annoyed that they didn't do that as a Star Trek film, as an actual Star Trek film. Because apparently he said we should have done that because we could have done that. And I thought to myself, I think it's like, I get it. That would have been quite fun, but I think it's better that they didn't.
I would have liked... I feel like that was kind of... That says to me, it's just like, it's not necessarily we could have done that. I could have done that.
Brent Spiner could have done that.
Yeah. That could be me.
Yeah,
like,
you might be right.
It sounded to me like he was kind of like just wishing he had the chance to be in it.
Well, to be fair, you can see where he's coming from. Like, the idea of it just be like, it is a Star Trek film, so if you just put the actual actors in those roles, it kind of would make sense. But I think it, like I say, I think it's better that they didn't. I think it works better that it was more like a homage to the original series, because that's who the characters are on that film. It's the original Star Trek crew rather than the Next Gen, but it has elements of the Next Gen characters kind of mushed in there as well. Like Wesley Crusher was on the documentary as well, for better or for worse, depending what you think of him as a person. It's not a high opinion myself. But he did mention something that I kind of agree with, that Tim Allen managed to portray kind of a weird, fairly decent mix between Kirk and Picard. Like, it's not one for one, but it's not a bad mix.
No,
you can see elements of the two of them.
A wee bit too close to real life for old Shatner.
Yes, I would agree. But apparently it was quite close for Tim Allen as well, because when he did that film, he'd finished Home Improvement, and the only other thing he had under his belt was the Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently for him, like, he was worried that might have been his one-trick pony.
So was he worried he was going to come out of it and go like, "Hi, I'm Tim Allen. I did Home Improvement, and you should all love me for years."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, so he was worried about that. So I think there was some of that that he brought to the role, and people were also surprised he could act. He wasn't just the comedian, as he has the really emotional bit in the film, and people are like, "Wow!" Apparently, Spielberg was on the set that day.
Oh God!
And Spielberg said behind the director, "Wow, he's really good." The director was like, "Who the fuck is this talking during this fucking scene?" "Oh, it's Steven Spielberg." Yeah, he's not bad. He's pretty good.
He's really good. How dare you talk over me, sir? Hello, sir. Thank you, sir.
And apparently, Spielberg went up to him and went, Tim Allen, and went, "Wow, that was a really good scene." And apparently, Tim Allen put his arms around him and said, "You big shit!
I love you."
And then made a lot of fart and cock jokes on set, which Alan Rickman wasn't the biggest fan of at first.
I like that. At first, it grew on him.
Apparently, they got to become quite close. Whether that's true or not, or
nice.
It could be just a thing for the documentary. But
it would be nice to think that art imitates life.
Yeah, everybody who was on the documentary seemed to suggest that they had a very good time doing it.
Apparently Sigourney Weaver kept on trying to come back to do, like, she kept on telling him, "I'll do anything."
Yeah, apparently there was going to be a Netflix series, but then obviously Alan Rickman died.
Yeah.
Which is the thing that kind of cancelled it.
And do you know what? Like, It's a bit sad to say, but I'm glad that their response to Alan Rickman dying wasn't let's do it without him. Like
agreed,
it's just like no, this is a 6-man band and we've just lost one of the 6.
Well, it's doing Star Trek without Spock. You know, without Leonard Nimoy. It's like you can't really do it.
No, it never worked.
No.
two versions that have tried now, and they both came across like people trying to be Peter Cullen.
Yeah. Speaking of Star Trek,
Guy. I remember Guy.
I did. Oh, Guy was great.
Poor self-aware Guy.
What's my name? You don't know. Nobody knows.
I'm going to die because I'm the one. People like me are the ones who always die.
It was. They were actually kind of surprised they were able to get him because apparently the reason he took that role, Scott Rockwell?
Yeah,
something
Sam
Rockwell. Sam Rockwell. The reason he did that film was because at the same time he was doing The Green Mile, and he wanted to do something very different, and that's a very different role from The Green Mile.
No, that's a very different role from The Green Mile.
Very different, just as well, really. Yeah. But speaking of Star Trek, I also decided to rewatch because it was on Amazon Prime at the time. I was like, let's rewatch the 2009 Star Trek. Yeah.
That's a 2009 film made in the post-Transformers era by J.J. Abrams.
It is. I forgot about the lens flare. But
blind.
Man, it's fine if you want an action film, but that's all that film is.
Oh, it's so influential into what modern Star Trek is,
and I hate it. I really don't like it at all.
To be fair, most of that is you can blame on Kirkman.
Oh, totally. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Whatever. Orsi or whichever one of them.
Yeah.
Is still around. Who won't leave. Whose response to who basically said like, well, we have to have poverty in the future because otherwise it's a sort of utopian-esque dream society. And I said, that's the fucking point. That's why you have you have your utopia, and then you have things like DS9 and lots of episodes of TNG which are saying like, hey, utopia. Not so perfect, is it?
Yeah, and that's what made it interesting. I mean, you could easily argue that technically they're not. They still have currency because how do they pay Quark?
They don't.
They
don't pay Quark, Andy. There's an IOU the size of a fucking train. Do you think Cisco pays? Cisco goes in, and if he asks for money, decks him.
They also have to do some kind of trade. There's lots of times where like there is some kind of trade. It's like, well, they do trade something, so there is some kind of trading system, but for the sake of the story, it doesn't really matter because that's not the point. It's this, like you say, idealized society where we don't need to worry about that shit. The one line that's always funny, we've moved beyond material possessions, said Picard or something, which is a fucking lie.
Yeah, but again, that DS9 episode, my dad needs a baseball card, and Jake tries to force poor Nog to hand over all his money because, well, you could replicate it. It's not the same. Get your own money. I don't have any money. We're more enlightened than that. Okay, be enlightened somewhere else with someone else's money.
That was such a good line. It's like, please give me some money. It's not my fault you gave up currency, you idiot. That was a good episode as well.
I'm just reading some Galaxy 4 stuff at the moment, so just reading the line. Weaver lobbied to be cast as the female lead, and she insisted that she had to play Madison because she needed to be blonde and have big boobs.
Apparently she sometimes didn't take the wig off and she went home with it on. She wanted to find out if blondes would have more fun. I don't know what that means. She didn't really elaborate, but I went, okay. So
Guy is based on Guy Vardaman.
Who's that?
A little-known actor who worked extensively on Star Trek, either as a stand-in or bit roles.
Really? Oh, that's really neat.
Yeah, he looked bit like Riker, actually, but so he was a stand-in for. I'm just looking here. Yeah, he was like a stand-in bit role guy in TNG with one prominent character, Darren Wallace.
Okay.
Who I don't know who that is. He's very handsome.
Ring a bell.
From TNG Eye of the Beholder. Which one was that?
Oh God.
TNG Eye of the Beholder. Let's find out.
I can't remember.
If it's a season 7 episode or a season 1 episode, I probably won't remember it. Season 7. Oh. Counselor Troy's investigation into a suicide of a crewman suggests a murder was committed.
Oh, I know that episode.
I don't remember that one.
That's actually not a bad episode. It's when a dude opens up. It's a completely new set, and he throws himself into the energy and kills himself, and she's trying to find out why. It's not too bad. It's one of the better Deanna Troi episodes.
I might watch
wow,
after this,
it's not. She doesn't get raped in this one. It's great. It's great.
She remains completely unsullied.
Yeah. That's how you rate the Deanna Troi episodes. Does she get raped? No. Oh, it's probably quite good then. Or it's better. Yeah. Troy.
But yeah. Yeah, I might check that one out actually after this, because I don't remember a lot of season 7. I have to admit, but
it kind of goes up and down.
Yeah, season 7. I heard someone define it as we've run out of ideas.
Yeah, you can kind of see. I still like season 7. There's some good ones in there,
and like a fantastic ending.
Oh yeah, best of both worlds, which they of course ignored for every future Star Trek show afterwards.
Yeah, because he needs to pretend to be French.
No, it's not. It's not just that, Mikey.
Why delve into the real ramifications of this of a changed timeline when you can have Picard in a beret going, "Oh, I am a smuggler."
That's not the most insulting thing. The most insulting thing is Picard learns to accept people into his life and get friends and become close with people.
Yes,
to then later on in life get rid of them.
No. You see, the entire premise was I am forming the relationships that I have been I have always had these relationships, but because of my prestige and my own sense of my role, I have always kept it just that little bit at arm's length.
Mm-hmm.
And this was him sitting down this is my family.
Yeah, and even his last line, I should have done this ages ago. Not meaning the card game, obviously not meaning the card game, obviously meaning opening up to people and getting closer with his crew. And they're like, well, you were always invited in your... God damn it.
You were always welcome. But then...
how's it end? He's old and alone.
On a vineyard being sworn at by an admiral.
Not only that, but he has 2 Romulan Irish slaves, basically.
Yes, who... And all his friends are on other planets, as far away from him as they can get. Yeah. And then he dies, and a clone replaces him, a robot fucking clone, and if Picard is fucking dead.
Yeah.
And I really hope... I'm not going to watch it. No. But I would like if Q from the trailer just went like, so where's Picard?
How about he just erases the universe? How about he just resets it back to
he just comes
the end of Voyager?
Yeah, I saw the beret. No.
Yeah, just get rid of everything.
Ichev just drops from the sky. I'm fine.
I'd be much happier with that, because not only because you say the end of Voyager, you erase Nemesis as well, which wasn't a good film.
Yeah, no.
So you get rid of that.
Yeah.
You get rid of everything after Nemesis, and it's like, that's better. Oh, but what about Enterprise? That took place long before, because that was in the past. So we don't need to worry about that.
You just say, some shit happened, and you make Discovery better. Well, I haven't seen season 3, which I haven't seen the stuff in the future that people say was fun, but listen, I hate Michael Burnham as a person. So, replace her with anyone. Give her Tilly's job. Give Tilly her job. I liked Tilly. Tilly was fine.
I didn't like Tilly.
I like Tilly more than Michael. Michael's just an unpleasant
Michael Burnham's
person.
The worst.
Michael Burnham is that person you really feel you should just not have in any job because they're just so conceited and up their own arse.
The problem is that they write her to be the one that solves every problem anyway on her own with nobody else. So not only does she cause every problem practically, she also does everything on herself. It would be like
factor in the bloody mushrooms.
Oddly enough, I think Discovery is go with me here, is what maybe Will Shatner might have wanted, like a show that is completely revolving around the one character. I'm not saying that Shatner was up his own ass or anything like that. But I imagine he'd be more like that than any of the other Star Trek captains.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that because he absolutely, he has said, it's been said and said, Shatner wanted every script on some level to revolve around him.
Yeah,
and this is what happens when you take a show structured to be an ensemble show with standalone elements, and you make it about one person, but you make that person deeply unlikable.
Oh my god, terribly unlikable.
She's just unpleasant as a human being.
Yeah.
But it's that unpleasant where you're being told constantly, oh no, she's special.
Yeah, everyone around you saying she's great. It's like, No.
She's really not.
No.
And that's before you get into the thing about mushroom people. And mushroom superpowers. And mushroom universal super travel.
It's, yeah.
Which is fucking magic.
I would take Groplazorn over Michael Burnham every day.
I would take the bloody lizard man from original Star Trek before I take...
Well, the Gorn. There's nothing wrong. Hang on.
I don't know if I trust the Gorn to lead a ship of exploration. Or even a secret military ship. I'll be completely honest. My
example was of a terrible character. Your example was of a poor lizard person.
That's like the next up. I take Martok over her.
Oh, you know who I'd take over Michael Burnham?
Mm?
Do you remember the
Deanna Troi?
Well, no, I was going to say, do you remember the slightly, not slightly, it is slightly eek, but the racist episode on Next Gen where they go to the very, very African planet?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'd take that guy. I'd take that leader over Michael Burnham.
I'm not sure I could convince myself to do that. Because then you have to look at him and just sort of like, what is happening?
That was such a bad episode.
He keeps trying to sell all the women.
Yeah.
And buy all the men.
Oh,
what's happening?
I can't think of a more yikes episode of Star Trek than that episode.
That is the most yikes, and then you read up on some of the background in episode, and it gets more
worse.
Yikes.
It gets worse.
If you don't know of the what's the name of that episode?
I can't remember.
Oh god,
it's so bad.
Like, it's really, really famous. It's like generally considered like the worst, like certainly the most offensive episode of Star Trek ever made. For anyone who doesn't know, they go to a planet of tribalistic people with magic medicine who buy women and try to use them as currency and have really weird rules and combat things. And somehow the writer, who it turned out was a bit of a neo-Nazi, decided that everyone here should be a black man with a fake African accent.
Yeah.
And should act in a way that is slightly higher on the behavioral scale than a chimpanzee.
Yes. It's a rough episode. It not only does it have the weird kind of creepy race elements to it, but it's also just a bad episode.
Yeah, it's really bad as well. Problem is, you do kind of have to be aware of it because it introduces the holodeck.
Oh my god, it does, yeah, because Tasha Yar shows off the holodeck to the two dudes.
Who's being bought by a man, by a very racist man.
Yes.
And by the way, her backstory is she used to run away from rape gangs. So now, she's not that bothered by the fact that this incredibly racist man wants to basically bang her for money.
Mm-hmm. You know what the difference is, Mikey?
She actually seems kind of pissed off that she gets challenged over it by his existing wife.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's such a weird episode. It's bad. It's really. I don't feel like uncomfortable watching it. I could if someone said they do feel uncomfortable, I'd be like, I get it.
No,
I understand.
I'm uncomfortable.
I'm not. I'm dead inside.
As an incredibly white man watching it, I am genetically the whitest man you'll ever meet, and I'm just like, this is just weird. This is fucking. How did you fucking get away with this? Like, I mean, like TNG, like Star Trek, like it's so progressive, but Gene Roddenberry was a backward racist sexist asshole. Let's be honest. He was just like a backward racist sexist asshole who had some forward thinking ideas. But it's just like those moments of just early TNG where you're just like watching the insanity and going like, what am I seeing?
Yeah, there's some weird ones in there.
There are some weird ones. There's that really awkward one where they try to do a gay story but don't make anyone in it gay.
Which one was that?
Riker meets the androgynous species.
Oh, that one.
Who's played by a woman who then says like, oh yeah, our species kind of is androgynous, but then we decide if we're male or female.
Yes.
So it could be, I mean, retroactively, I suppose you could turn it into a trans narrative. But the whole thing basically turns into, I would
definitely say at the time it wasn't a trans narrative. It was definitely gay.
They were trying to do gay, but the problem is they did a story about a man and a woman.
Yeah, funnily enough.
It turned, because she decided to be a she. Her genetic, and was changing her genetics into female. So
that's right, because it was against the rules for her to do that or something.
So it was just like, this is not a gay narrative. This is a very straight narrative.
I'm not sure like how much of that was the writers doing that versus how much the TV would allow you to go that way as well at the time.
Because DS9 broke the fucking mold when they did the Jedzia Dax episode.
That's true, yeah.
And they had I think they had the first primetime female kiss.
You're probably right.
That's a good episode, actually. I really I don't like a lot of Dax episodes, but I really love that bit where Cisco says like, "This is a dumb fucking thing, and if you do it, I am behind you 100%." But
yeah,
like it's a dumb fucking thing to do. Yes. But I will support you.
Yeah, it's not a bad one.
No. But Dax is one of those characters I think like great actress, great show. Never quite knew what to do with her.
I think it's quite a difficult one to do because fitting in, like she was always the explanation character for the most part, and then the slight mentor character. A tricky role to do. I still like Jadzia, but I can see what you mean about her not always having the best episodes in there. John Hurt was in there too.
Yeah. That's a move back. But
something to think about.
Yeah. You know what else is great?
What's that?
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, Jason.
Jesus Christ, you.
Yeah. That's how did we get onto this? It's like, because it's all Jason's fault.
Yeah. No, fuck you, Jason.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Jason.
Well, if that's the case, Mikey, do we have any questions for this week?
No, I don't have any unless you do.
No questions.
I have a question. Why haven't you watched Galaxy Quest?
It's a Jason one. I have some messages from Tentomon4, so we'll go with the first one, which is counterpoint on the Beast Wars comic thing. Don't know what the counterpoint is to, but this might remind Mikey. Dinobot is not officially a Maximal. I'll like the rest. I'll like the rest until after the comic review.
I'm lost
until. I'm not sure either.
Clarification.
I'll leave the rest. He meant. Okay, I'll leave the rest until after the comic review. Okay, there we go.
I still require clarification.
Yeah, I can't remember what you said or what I said.
No.
Last time about the comic either. It's probably something about Nyx. Is it Nyx?
Don't know.
The new character that was added who hasn't done too much.
I mean, Dinobot's not a Maximal yet, but we all know what's happening.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's what it was.
Surprised it didn't.
I would be as well, to be honest. Christoph also sent a message. Firstly, congratulations, Andy, on getting a hold of the Cursed City, or the Cursed City, because it's had some issues getting out to people, because it ran
Weirdly,
out.
I've heard
very
that
quickly. Yeah, it's a lot of different factors kind of ended up making it a very difficult set to get, unfortunately, so what can you do? Still waiting on my Underworld's Lizards, or Lizard Men, I'm sure he means. Also, have you seen the Kickstarter for the Monster Hunter World board game by the studio that made the Dark Souls board game? No, I hadn't. Oh, that's interesting. I bet the minis on that will be pretty neat.
Yeah.
Because the minis that they did for the Dark Souls board game were really good as well, actually. I only played the Dark Souls board game once. It was a little bit overly complex, but it had some really nice minis at the very least. And it's a pretty dark comedy that the animation, in quotations, pooped its pants just as Shun's story starts getting somewhere. I'm not sure what that's that. Shun's story, what's that in relation to? I can't think. I'm not sure.
Read it out again.
The Dark Souls board game, new sentence, and it's a pretty dark comedy that the animation, in quotations here, pooped its pants just as Shun's story is getting started somewhere.
Is there a Blood Souls?
No.
A Monster Hunter animation?
I don't think so.
I'm confused.
I'm not sure.
I'm confused!
Same. I'm not sure. Maybe he means the spider anime because the next message is
right.
on the spider anime. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Sorry. That said, would you agree that just because a part of the story is important doesn't mean it can't also be boring and lame? Question. Cause that what a lot of the Kumodesu discourse has been.
I don't think it's not that it can't be lame, it's that it should try not to be. I think any part of any story can be lame, and it being important doesn't necessarily make you good. Mm-hmm. But if you're telling us a story, you should always aim to have your important bits be good, because those are going to be the bits that stick with it. It's like classic thing. It's like Game of Thrones, you know? Like, You could say the last season.
I was going to say Star Trek that we were just talking about.
No, we need to stop. We need to stop. Jason, please. Jason's already dead. He's on the ground. He's dead. He's bleeding everywhere. The fucking idiot. But Game of Thrones, like it is inarguable to say that the last season of Game of Thrones is very important to the story they're telling.
Definitely.
It's atrocious. Yeah. But, they should have tried to make it good. Maybe they did. They failed. But...
I don't think they tried. I think they were trying to get out as fast as possible to move on to the Star Wars deal.
Which they didn't get.
Yeah, because they failed so bad in Game of Thrones. What a shock.
What a shocker. And then Star Wars got kneecapped anyway. But,
yeah.
So I think it's a case, like, if I was watching a show, like, I was, like, some people were telling me I should get back into the Digimon show, because, like, the last 10 episodes or so have been really good. I'm just like, we're 40 episodes in. This isn't Blade, where it's, like, 10, 15 episodes into a 60-episode show, it gets great.
Yeah.
Like, this is a case of, like, 40 episodes in, you're telling me the show's worth watching. Like, I'm sure the bits that came before are important, but if they're not good,
at that point, it almost feels like to me that someone should do an edit of like the most important bits of those previous 40 episodes.
Yeah.
So then, if you wanted to watch the last 5 episodes, you could watch like 1 or 2 or 3 episodes worth of like the important bits. Mm-hmm. So then the last 5 episodes would make sense. So then you could at least watch the good bits without needing to deal with the kind of poopy stuff. What happened? But
like I it's like any story. I think every bit should be aimed to be good.
Yeah, I don't think anyone initially aims for it to be bad.
No,
obviously.
I think
it just sometimes drips into that.
And I think if your important bits are bad or badly handled or whatever, like that bit with the animation we were talking about last week with the editing, and just like that might be important for the story, but there is a complete disconnect when you have something that poor visually.
Yeah,
and there's no excuse for it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a weird one, because obviously, like, every story has ups and downs. The best stories in the world have bad episodes.
Oh, totally, yeah.
But I think I would always say, if you can sacrifice the episode before the important one to being subpar, it shows good decision-making.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Because it means you're putting the effort into where it matters. Like, having great filler episodes is fine, up until the fact that your main plot one starts suffering.
Which happens in some shows. Especially when they add too many clip shows. I think that's it then, Mikey. I think we're done. Oh, the only other thing I've been up to is I started Digimon Cyber Sleuths.
Yes, I saw that. How's that been going?
That's going okay. It's certainly limited by the fact it was a PSP game, as there's like 5 character NPC models.
Yes.
And I've gone from having a normal body to having a digital body, and there's a corporation that knows that if you go into this digital world too much, you could lose your mind.
Yeah,
somehow.
That's a big plot point.
Yeah, I imagine so. I just met a dude in the subway station has just been digitized, and we met a creepy man underneath the ground who was like, "Oh yes, I'll follow you, children."
Oh yeah, have you met the best girl yet?
Nokia.
Yes.
I'm not sure if she's the best girl. She's a concerning girl.
She's wonderful. She's the best character. Nokia is my hero.
Okay.
Nokia is amazing.
See, I like Jimmy Ken. I'd say Jimmy Ken's the best girl.
Close second.
Yeah, Jimmy Ken's amazing. He's got some, like, the voice actor just doesn't give a fuck.
Nope.
It's great. I like it when he does the English lines as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's always fun. But yeah, that's all we got then, Mikey. So where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
You can find me on Twitter as @Paleo, and you can also contact me on the Moonbase too. I am single and ready to mingle. You can also send us an email on moonbase2@gmail.com, or contact us on Twitter or Facebook or Libsyn or Patreon if you're supporting us over there. Or anywhere, really. You'll usually answer to whatever bell is rung.
Ding.
Bitch. Andy, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter, CCTFW, YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find us, like Mikey said, in Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast. Mikey said we were on Patreon as Moonbase 2 as well. And if you do $2 each week, you get the extended version from the Files of Teltron 2. You also get the Moonbase Woo Woo, where we talk about non-transformery things in more detail. very much, I guess, like this, but on a more specific topic, much more specified topic. Sometimes with a guest. Sometimes.
Yeah, this is a special show where we harangue a friend for shaming himself. In a sense that many years ago would have required stabbing himself in the gut and spilling his intestines on the floor to regain his honor.
It's true. It just has to be done. We don't make the rules; we just follow them. You know.
Yep.
And you can also get the podcast if you like on the ccbunker.weebly.com if you want to go that way as well. Oh, and I'm on Twitch as well as CCTFW, of course.
Yes.
So, Mr. Mikey, hopefully by next week, Jason will have redeemed himself.
Yes.
We can only hope,
as he should work hard to do.
Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to try, depending on what your schedule's like, because you are quite busy at the moment, we're going to try and do some kind of comic show this week.
Yes, hopefully this week. If we can't, it is entirely because life hates me specifically.
Yeah, you've got a lot of work at the moment, and you've also been deadly ill.
And robbed!
Yeah. Mikey lost a laptop, which wasn't good. It didn't lose. It was actually stolen.
Yes, with much work upon it, which is another reason I have a... Well, listen, some of it can be kind of gotten back at work, unfortunately, not so much. Also Gundam. I have to re-get all the Gundam.
The most important stuff.
Yep.
Well, until next week, everybody, thank you for coming on by, and we will catch you suckers next time.
Bye!
You are now leaving Moonbase 2.